Morning, everybody! I don't know about you, but it smells like heat season to me, baby. It smells like heat season to me. I'm ready to get hurt again, baby. I am ready to get hurt again. I got to go stop by the liquor store today, see what new drop I got, because I kind of already burned through my Jack Daniels with the Dolphins. So just in case, you don't know. We'll see what we got with it. But it's all happening for us, baby. Tonight, the Heat, back at it, taking on the Orlando Magic on the road. You, of course, can hear that right here on your home for Miami Heat basketball, FM 104.3, WQAM, and that'll get going tonight at 5:45. Solana and Tommy Tag will have it all for you. Let's get to our headlines, all right? Let's get it all started. Leroy, in a little bit, he is dealing with some stuff, so he'll be here in the midst of the show at some point. Good morning, Vlad. How are you this morning?
I'm good.
How are you excited? The Knicks play today, yeah? Everybody else plays today?
Knicks leaving on ESPN.
All right. No Mitchell Robinson, though, I saw already.
No Josh Hart, no Mitchell, but we're deep.
What's going on? Yeah, you guys got that remnants of them Tibbs minutes? What's going on already?
We're good, man.
All right.
We'll score over 110 points. Can you?
I don't know. We'll find that out. I do know that we got some gnarly news in the midst of that. And we'll get to that here. Headlines brought to you by Doral Kia, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com. We got the news yesterday that Kel'el Ware is now questionable for the game. We'll keep an eye on that, but apparently he sprained his ankle at the last practice, so that's not great because he was already dealing with a neck thing. And I don't know if you guys know this about the Orlando Magic, but they are quite big team, big. So not having Kel'el Ware tonight, and you got Bam, you got Nico. I don't need really. I guess Vlad Golden. I mean, get your shoes tied tight if things go awry tonight. If there's foul trouble, yeah, get your weight up, Vlad Golden. Welcome to the NBA. If Kel'el Ware cannot go, so we'll keep an eye on that. And very excited to get into all things Miami Heat today. Last night, the NBA debuted. But first, locally, the Florida Panthers finally got back in the win column on a very, very emotional night. And it was a wild one. I was thrown up in my shoe. And then in the midst of seconds, the craziest goal you ever saw went in. Carter Verhaeghe going Happy Gilmore style, bouncing it off the post, bouncing it off of Bruins defenders, and the Cats were able to get it done. They got it going early in this game. Samoskevich, this is what he started it off with, the power play goal.
Onto the end boards, Marchand. Backhand for Lundell along the far boards into the circle. Down low, Marchand again, side of the net. Back to Lundell. The shot. It's off the iron. Batted at the blue paint. It's loose. And they score a power play goal. And the Panthers are on the board 1 minute, 1 second in. And this one was batted at in the blue paint. We'll see who ultimately gets credit for it. But Brad Marchand was right there. So was Mackie Samoskevich. And it looks like it's going to be Mackie Samoskevich who got the last piece of it, a power play goal, and the Panthers get off to a good start here tonight.
Obviously, it was an emotional night. It was Marshy's return to Beantown, and in the midst of the first period, they play a montage, and I mean, he's Waterworks. I mean, it was so emotional for Brad Marchand getting that return to Boston. He said that he was trying not to cry, but they cheated because they put his kids in the montage.
Yeah,
and he
stop
lost
with
it.
The in-game montage for players.
What are you supposed to do it?
Basketball after the first TV timeout. Don't do that. Don't do it.
You know why I think it is? I think it's because you're always afraid if you do it pre-game, Vlad, that, especially here with the Heat, you know how it is getting into that building. I think that making sure everybody's cheeks in the seats so they can hear. So I think that's probably what it is that the teams want that. But I'm with you. It looked like he really needed to gather himself for a minute there on the bench because of how emotional it got. And man, it was something.
He had He had to give him at least 2 shift changes before he was ready.
He wasn't ready. He was overcome. It was crazy. And yeah, the Boston fans did him right. They gave him the ovation that he deserved. And the Panthers were really trying to get him his goal last night. He got a couple of assists. Huge setup there for he was in on that Mackie Samoskevich power play goal. And we'll get to his go-ahead help on the go-ahead, at one point go-ahead goal for the Cats. But there was a couple of times where, like, Verhaeghe tried to set him up on the break, and Lindell tried to set him up, and you could just tell, like, they were trying to give him his moment to have that and soak that in, and it almost bit the Panthers in the ass because the game nearly got out of hand. AJ Greer put the Cats up 2-0 after the and put them in a comfortable spot in the second period.
Off the draw, here's a puck picked up by A.J. Greer, and he scores out of the near circle. A.J. Greer makes it 2-0. Panthers 2:01 in the period number 2. He pounced on a puck right off the faceoff, and he's able to beat Swayman short side. The Panthers double their lead. Right off the faceoff, it was a loose puck battle for Greer, jumped on it, and that was a quick release. And a heavy snapshot in close from Greer.
So the Cats were up a couple of goals, and then you get into the third period, and the Sams, like the Conn Smythe, it's been a little bit of a tough start so far for Sam Bennett, and he and Rhino set themselves up, and it looks like he's got this puppy, and Swayman made an incredible save to keep it from going 3-0, and that really flipped the game, because then all of a sudden Boston just gets all the momentum. They get one, and I mean the Cats are just being willy-nilly. They get undisciplined, and then the Bruins would tie things up at 2 apiece.
Geeky on the end boards for Boston. He's taken out far corner by Ekblad. Fans wanted to call, not going to get it. Here's Pasternak straight on. Pasternak to the net tip. They score. It was deflected in front. Pasternak took the shot. And this game is tied at 2, and it looks like Elias Lindholm got a stick on that in front of the net.
Yeah, I know the Boston fans are all thinking they're going to ruin Marchand's night. And then just seconds later, you got Eetu Luostarinen and Brad Marchand linking up, and Eetu put the Cats back up 3-2.
Far corner, it's Lundell. He'll be bumped by Pasternak. Lundell to Ekblad, out of the zone. Marchand, backhand, straight on Luostarinen, past the defense. In Luostarinen, and he scores! Eetu Luostarinen got past the defense, went in alone. He beats Swayman to the Panthers. Have the lead once again. It's 3-2. Eetu Luostarinen picking a great time to get his first goal of the season off the bar and in.
All right, so you're feeling all right. Cats got this. They're up 3-2. You let it go once, you're not going to let it go again. Well, then they finally get Swayman off the ice, and these mother bleeping Bruins were able to even things up in the closing minute against the Cats.
Off the draw, the Bruins have it. Pasternak, McAvoy at the line across. Pasternak, one-time drive save, made Borowski in front, and they score. Geeky took the feed at the top of the goal crease for Middlestat, and with the goaltender pulled and 1:31 left in the third, the Bruins have tied this game at 3.
So I'm sick at this point. I'm not feeling great. And I'm just like, I can't believe it. If they go 0-for on this road trip on an emotional night, a game they felt like they had controlled, 90%. Now, like, Boston was peppering the Panthers, but Bob was just kind of in the zone. And thankfully, the hockey gods smiling down on the Cats because Swaggy, he just made contact with a lot of stuff, and it bounced off a Bruin for the Cats win.
Forsling, outlet, Bennett, right side room, top of the right circle, pulls up in front for Hagee, shot, he rang it off the post, bouncer, and they score! They score! It went off the post. It looked like it went off a Bruin and in, and the Panthers have taken a 4-3 lead with 25.7 seconds to play. Verhaeghe ripped it off the iron. It took a bounce, and it looked like it went off a Bruin and in, and that's exactly what happened. Off the post, off peak, past Swayman, and the Panthers regain the lead 4-3 with 25.7 seconds to play.
Thank God. Better to be lucky than good. I'll take it. The way this trip has gone, I'll take it, especially with all the emotions of yesterday. Needed that one, Vlad. Needed it.
Yeah. Needed it bad.
So it was an emotional night. We'll get into some of Marchand's comments later on this hour from what he had to say on the whole return. Returns are cool. That was definitely one. In the NBA last night, you had the Thunder beat the Rockets 125-124 in double overtime. Great game. SGA, 35 points. He hits the go-ahead free throws. He was dancing all around KD. Truthfully, this should have been over, or at least a chance to be over in overtime, because Kevin Durant went full SPO last night.
Oh my God.
He gets the rebound.
No, it was the first overtime.
It was the first overtime, yeah.
Right.
In the first overtime, he gets the rebound and he starts calling timeout.
However, the referees didn't acknowledge it.
I know. And they're sitting here being like, oh yeah, nobody saw it. And SGA was sitting here after the game and he goes, didn't see it. He's out here yelling it. What do you mean you didn't see it?
He didn't see it. Yelling and seeing are two different things.
I think that's crazy. I think that they let him get away with it. Remember when they did that with David Blatt a couple of back in the playoffs?
Oh,
where they just completely saved him from himself. Like, Kevin Durant definitely called timeout, did it very clearly, and nobody being able to see it is ridiculous.
The old don't hear the other old.
I don't understand that.
The old don't hear the old.
They
So
were
therefore, the referee didn't acknowledge that. Yeah, KD did call timeout. While what's it? The center, the one who had a
Şengün.
Sengun, who had a big game. Sengun ran to the ball to try to tell him no.
No. He definitely called. It didn't matter. They went to overtime. Thunder ended up winning anyway. Şengün had a monster night. Really great showing. Did you like the Michael Jordan contribution?
No. What the hell was that? So basically, what?
They teased Michael Jordan. We got Michael Jordan on NBC.
We got Jordan. So basically, what is it? Mike Tirico went to Jordan's house like a couple of weeks ago and asked Mike a series of questions that they're going to take clips of and play during the 25-26 season.
Not only that, but it was like, he tells this story about how he's like, oh, you haven't played basketball? Because he's like, yeah, you don't see any courts around here, do you?
Yeah. So, when's the last time you grabbed the ball? Oh, I haven't touched the ball in a while. When was the last time, Michael? The last time was at the Ryder Cup when I rented a home from somebody and that person came with his kids and, I had to do the meet and greet. So he said, hey, Mike.
Tough life.
Mike, I know, right? Tough life.
Tough life.
Hey, Mike, shoot some free throws while my kids are here. And I was so scared because I haven't shot the ball. And, the kids, they've heard such great things about me. So I was nervous that I was going to miss this free throw after all these kids heard these great things about me. Did you hit him? Of course I hit him.
Of course.
Of course. I'm Michael Jordan.
Would he admit if he didn't? Like, that person who probably rented the house to Michael Jordan signed an NDA anyway. I don't even know if that person exists.
I don't even know if that picture or that video even is available. Like the kids are gonna go in on their TikTok and say Michael Jordan missed.
Yeah, like that. Like those kids were gonna be allowed. He goes, all phones. Like Michael Jordan's Secret Service was around those kids, because if he did miss that free throw or airballed it, that footage is never seeing the light of day.
Never
seeing the light of day. But yeah, I mean, like, it's cool that he's there. I mean, I guess, but
hey, first of all.
He can't zoom in or something like that.
Zoom
like
in
something.
You want to zoom in on those eyes?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
He was sitting there and so like Mike Tirico in depth. I'm not trying to be a hater, but I was just like, he goes, "You like basketball?" He goes, "Love it.
I love it."
We'll talk to you next time on Jordan Insights.
That was ridiculous.
I was like, what? That's it?
Whoever thought that Mike was going to come every week and talk about the game was out of their mind.
He's banking them like podcast episodes, but it's only 3 minutes.
It's basically Tirico asking Mike questions that from months prior,
right?
And they're taking clips and they're gonna air it during halftime.
Mike, why are you doing this? He's like, no, it's not about the money. He's like, as he's sitting in his palace, not about I'm here to pay it forward. He goes, oh, you pay it forward. What, you like the game? He's like, if I could take a magic pill, I'd be back.
Yeah, cognac. That's the magic pill. That's the magic pill. Cognac.
Crazy,
Mike
dude.
look nasty, bro.
I was like, what? All right, Cool. There you go. That is your halftime report with Mike Tirico and Michael Jordan.
And by the way, Melo, wear a suit. Everybody's wearing a suit.
I saw
wear
that
a
too.
suit.
He's very fashionable.
I love Melo, but wear a suit. Come on, man. Everybody's wearing a suit. Wear a suit.
And then in the night game last night, Warriors took out the Lakers. Jimmy was awesome. Jimmy Butler was a wrecking machine last night. He had a gazillion free throws. Perfect.
I say that this was quintessential a Jimmy game.
Yep.
And I'm like, only he can get 14 free throws in the first game of the year. And I'm laughing. I'm like, Jimmy did that for definitely. That was a FU to you know who to Leroy. Because that was a quintessential Jimmy game.
He was so good yesterday. It was Jimmy Butler perfection, and then Lakers is all Luka or nothing. He saw Gabe Vincent at one point. I'm watching Jimmy Butler, and he has Gabe Vincent on him, and you just saw the green lights go off in his eyes. He goes, bing. I mean, he just took Gabe Vincent into the post. He's torturing him. Buddy Hield had a bunch of threes, and it's basically the intangible twins on the Lakers or nothing. I mean, it's either Luka or Reeves. And this JJ Redick's like, oh, I really thought it was just it was more us hurting ourselves. I'm like, I don't know, dude.
So that old man, this so needed. That old man.
Even Draymond Green saying he's in the Phil Jackson chair. I was just like, oh,
he's so needed, that old man.
And did Luka get hurt at the end of the game last night?
No, it was Luka being Luka.
He was just being a faker?
Because I saw it happen, and Luka looked like, this game looks like it's going to be a blowout. Let me start acting Luka-ish. And I'm like, no, Luka, I got you plus rebounds and points. I need you to continue, which he did. And thank you, Vlad won his Hard Rock.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
But, yeah, I saw he was giving me that. I was like, come on, it's the first game of the season. Don't start acting like
I thought Skinny Luka was going to be different.
No, he was starting to act like that. Then they started making a comeback, and then Luka, all of a sudden, Luka acted like, oh, here comes Skinny Luka.
Some of the powers of the universe.
Yeah, because I saw exactly what you saw. He was like, hey, what's wrong with Luka? And I was like, I saw that too, and I had 4 more points for him to get. So his ass better get those 4 points before he started acting like he was hurt.
Well, we'll get into a lot of things. Heat season's debuting tonight. We got a lot of fun stuff. Dolphins are back in practice today, and they're getting ready for the Falcons. We'll take a break. More to come here on the show. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Game night. Heat back at it tonight. Here on your FM dial, Jason Jackson with the call. Amy Audibert, Tommy Tag, Solana that gets you ready for all the action. Got the Magic. Got the Grizz coming up on Friday. And then opening night, we give away home openers, Heat and Knicks coming up on Sunday.
Admit it.
Admit what?
You're happy now. It's NBA season. You're happy. Like,
dude, I couldn't. I was such a good night last night, dude. It was. I mean, like, I've been like definitely sports fiending lately. Like the baseball playoffs have been awesome. You know, they say, and look, I will admit, Vlad, the football, it feels like homework right at this point.
Dude,
right?
when your team is not good, bro, I feel bad for you because you're now feeling what I've been feeling for like all my life, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, now you're looking at college football to see what kind of guy your team might be looking at in a draft. And you're like, the draft is not till April of 2026. You're in October and you're looking at the draft. And it's not even Halloween.
I got to ask you a question. I want to get back into the Marchand thing in just a second, but I saw yesterday Woody Johnson.
Yeah, he let Justin Fields have it. He just basically spoke what the fan base is feeling.
Do you like that? Because we're always talking about like Stephen Ross and if you're talking more, and he doesn't really talk anymore. But Stephen Ross, I never remember him saying anything. I remember one negative thing Stephen Ross really ever said, and that was about the Heat. Because he said when LeBron left, people were basically not going to care about the Heat anymore. And I was like,
the Heat was really on the Dolphins' neck as being the team.
And by the way, the Heat didn't like that, and they probably still don't like it.
No, that's obviously a beef.
But he's never really been that negative a guy that I can really remember. He was always the other spectrum. Chad Henne's going to be Marino. So Philbin's got Shula qualities. This Woody Johnson, he seems like he hoses down somebody every year. Do you like this?
I do, because for the simple fact of this, right? He gave, I guess if you want to call it, he gave his head coach the benefit of the doubt, right? Like he
the old vote of confidence.
The vote of confidence, right? So he's basically saying, I can't win if your quarterback is bad. And it's the truth. So at least he's not going to fire the head coach as of right now, unless that, they really, crap the bed. But he's giving the coach the benefit of the doubt, the vote of confidence, so that he can continue. And he's also letting him know that, all right, he doesn't have a quarterback. If you don't have a quarterback, you're not going to win. So at least he's not going to fire him.
I felt like that first week, Fields is looking pretty good.
Dude, that first week, it was a mirage.
Crazy.
I felt like, it was like, you know what? It was like, I took some shrooms because I've never seen that.
I think that's
I've
what
never seen that offense.
He's just intoxicating with his speed. He's so fast. This was what Woody Johnson said yesterday.
It looks like he's turning around parts of it. It's hard when you have a quarterback with, with a rating that we've got. He has stability, but something just is not jiving. But if you look at any head coach with a quarterback like that, you're going to see similar results if you go across the league. You have to play consistently with, at that position, and that's what we're going to try to do for the remainder of the season.
So what gives you hope then?
I just think defense, special teams are doing better. Defense is pretty good. And if we can just complete a pass, it would look good.
Jesus.
He didn't need that last part. That last part was not needed. That was not needed. He was right. Everything was right. And he's right even to the last part. But that last part was a little shade. He didn't need to say that.
I do think, look, if Stephen Ross did do a press conference these days, which he won't.
But if he said something,
if he did hose down everybody and really did hold him accountable, because I think one of the things everybody was really upset about was the way last year ended, and he didn't even hear Mike McDaniel or Chris Greer's press conference. He just gave out the statement, and everybody was like, "How can you say something about status quo or you're not going to accept that, and then you're not going to say anything?" I do think that people would probably dig if he came out here and he called people a bunch of fat cats, and that's why he didn't give any pays.
The optics would be better, because if what Woody Johnson said is exactly how everybody feels and everybody can see, so it's not like he's lying. So you're happy that he's being accountable and honest, right? And I think the same thing would happen if Stephen Ross was here and was like, "Look, this was a failure. Apologize to the fan base. We're gonna do better," something to that effect. I think the people would be all right, because at least it's like you're acknowledging that everything is bad.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't acknowledge it and you continue going, then it's going to be a problem. And then you know what happens? Then you get the banners before the games. Then you get nobody showing up to the games. And that's when you finally have what we want.
And the only thing is, like, like a CNBC spot. He didn't even do his preseason hit this year with Goldie and Bocamper.
And what was upsetting about last year was that he said it like immediately after the game was over, like, oh yeah, everything's gonna be status quo. And it's not after you just lost to the Jets last game of the season with a chance of making the playoff by some chance, and then you put up this performance, and then you had
Tyreek Hill walked
and
off
then
the field.
So
like,
then
like
the whole optic was bad. And then you're gonna have, we're gonna stay status quo, and then looks what's happened 9 months later.
Yeah, just let them explain themselves a little bit. So I don't know how that's going to go over in the locker room with everything. It sounded like yesterday there were reports that they're even leaning towards going to Tyrod Taylor anyway. That definitely feels like
that was going that.
Yeah, it definitely feels like the green light's there from the owner.
No. Well, listen, what's his name had only 1 year. He had 1 year to show and prove. If he didn't show and prove, then the Jets were going to be looking at the draft, and Justin Fields has not performed to the point that they wanted after week 1. So therefore, they're going to be looking in the draft for a new quarterback.
So, but Stephen Ross, you remain a mystery right now. We'll take a break. More to come here on the show. Back after this. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame members Rush just announced their 50-something tour, and we got your chance for you and a guest to win a flyaway to see them at Madison Square Garden in New York City. Prize includes tickets to the show, round-trip airfare, and a 2-night hotel stay. To enter, go to WQAM.com. This is a national contest. Miami Heat season gets going tonight right here on FM 104.3 WQAM. Injuries, no Kasparas Giacochonis debut tonight. He is still dealing with a groin injury. Tyler Herro, of course, dealing with the foot. Kel'el Ware is the big question mark. He is questionable. That was an update yesterday. He has an ankle injury, sprained his ankle or hurt his ankle at practice yesterday. He was dealing with a neck injury, but obviously that's not great when you're going up against these behemoths in Orlando. I was curious, like, what the hell is Erik Spoelstra doing this training camp? Because
a lot of injuries, man.
A lot of young guys with injuries too.
What, you got a Mike McDaniel training camp?
I don't know. I think it was honestly probably the opposite. It feels like he ran these guys into the ground. I felt like, because here's the thing, Vlad, they're really onto this whole we're going to play fast thing. We're going to play with speed. Everybody says that.
Tobin, how many years have we heard that?
Everybody says that. Everybody says that. No, but
like this team, though.
This team, a little bit last year, but here's the thing. You can't play fast when you have Jimmy Butler. Doesn't exist. Doesn't exist.
Okay, but here's the thing, right? I think they've always been trying to balance that year when they were the 1 seed and they lost on that 3-pointer that Jimmy missed against the Celtics. That team was an efficient offensive team that shot the ball very well from the 3-point line.
A lot of shooters.
Right? And I think they've been always trying to get that. And they haven't been able to get that, like that magic again. So that's why every year when they say it, it's like, well, look at your roster. You don't have the shooters like you did in that season to do this again.
Yeah, and I think that is one of these things where, you know, they're looking at this team. I think what they really want is just really improve. They really stunk in transition. I think that's what they want to improve on. And I do think that's where Jović becomes a big piece in a lot of this, and Norman Powell. You know, that put your head down, just get to the rim, make things happen like that. And I'm hoping for Bam too, he's kind of the one, because I feel like if anybody's kind of a slow things up, it's him. But if you could get Bam to play faster, I feel like that's going to make him a better player.
I think would be better for him.
I do too.
He's too athletic to not to be running up and down the court.
100%. So I think that's the hope. But my guess is, you know, Spo kind of alluded to this in camp where he was like, oh, players say they want to play fast, but, you know, players lie. And then they get to the regular season and they don't want to play fast anymore. And I think when you saw how Indy played last year, it's like this breakneck pace that they're at all times. It's one of these things where I think if he was like, well, if we're going to do it, we're going to do it. And I feel like that probably led to camp being a lot of, hey, we're going to get these guys in old school Pat Riley shape, if that's what you guys are talking about that you want to be in. And I feel like if you saw the injuries, I'm just theorizing. I have no idea.
It's a lot of muscles. It's a lot of soft tissues.
It's a lot of young guys too.
And a lot of young guys.
Like Bam never gets hurt. He's basically indestructible. He's got one thumb injury.
He is vibranium, but you know. Okay.
I understand. Yes. You know, please. As if I don't have enough.
Let's not. Yeah. Let's.
But everybody else who has been like hurt, it's been Giacochonis, it's been Pella, it's been Kel'el Ware, it's been Nico. It's a lot of these young guys.
This is a young team.
I know, but I kind of feel like Spo's like, no, we're gonna dig into some serious shape here. Just because you're young doesn't mean you're like necessarily in that pro shape. Like you may not know. So that's why I'm theorizing, like, kind of feels like he gave them all like the real, like, hey, welcome to camp. I'm turning this into hell. Because I'm looking at the injuries and all the veteran guys seem to be fine, but the youngins, not so much. So, which is kind of weird. So I was
they're going too hard.
Or he wants them to go too hard because he wants them to be able to last through a season. I don't know. But I found that to be an interesting thing. Tonight, you know, if they don't have, I think even if Kel'el does play, I think they were going to go in the direction of starting Nico. Not that I think we make too much of the starting thing, but I think that's probably the direction they're going to go. And the thing that's great about it is, like, I think they're still trying to figure out the Bam and Ware thing. Does that work long term? But I think they know that Jović can fit with either one of them.
All right, this is what I've noticed, man. Over the last couple of years, but watching that, there's always something about watching opening night. You could kind of tell where the league is heading, especially because you've seen the champs and they're playing against some good teams. So you got to figure out what this the contender is doing to try to get to where the champions are.
Mm-hmm.
You called this last year, and you seeing it more so now. You got to have two bigs. You're gonna have two bigs starting. You have to have two bigs, and if you could start two bigs. The game is weird. We went from being spread out to eliminating the big man to now the big man's included. Now you could have a big man who's athletic and a big man who's just a brute. And watching that OKC Houston game yesterday, it was like, damn, bro, you got Hartenstein and you got Chet, two tall 7-footers, and then you had Steven Adams, and then you had
they were huge though. They started the tallest lineup they said in 50 years.
I mean, and then you see where Houston could start a lineup,
and that's with Kevin Durant lying.
Right? Thompson could be the point guard, and Thompson's 6'8", 6'9" with a 7'3" wingspan. Yep. So Ware and Bam, or Ware and Nico, that's going to be critical because you're going to have two bigs in the lineup at some point.
That's going to come down to if either Ware or Bam, they can roll that big, and we literally got to see it for like one game last year, and I liked it, and they liked it. But Nico talked about this with us at media day, and he was like, one of the other guys got to be able to shoot. Like, he can shoot. Nico can shoot. The other two, one of them's got to be a respectable shooter, because Ware's got a nice stroke, but he just like he went into a bad slump.
Bam was improving last year.
He did.
Like, how many he had? Like 80 or almost 100?
I think he almost got to 80, which was a huge jump from I think his max of like 5.
So if he got to 80 last year, he can get to 90 or 100 this season.
I think so, especially if he doesn't go into the lull that he had early on in the year. If either one of those guys can really, then I think that lineup with the three bigs can work. But I don't know. And I think the other thing that without Tyler right now, they're really they need Nico out there a lot for playmaking. They need somebody out there who can pass.
And that yesterday, if you watched last night's game, you could see that you definitely need a point guard. Like, that's what Houston was missing at times. Yep. You could tell where without having a Van Vliet, they didn't have anybody to get them in a proper in a proper play, get the ball to the right hand, to the hot hand. There was a lot of, for a double overtime game, Kevin Durant should be shooting only 14 times.
Yeah. Wow. I guess, they felt like one of those things where it was, there was one of those things. Maybe they just felt like Şengün was just cooking.
No, Şengün was cooking, but it was just a lot of times I saw where like Thompson was just going one-on-one. I was like, you could have gotten, get the ball to your, this guy right here. You just gave him another extra $45 million for the next 2 years. Yeah, give it to him. That's what he came here for.
This was Erik Spoelstra on them pairing Bam and Ware together.
I think they're fun. Yeah, they've had some time now since training camp and those minutes last year to play off each other. They feel comfortable with it, so there's some good things we can build on for sure. We just don't want them like taking up the same space. That doesn't do us any good. But they're aware of it and they've been working on it.
All right. We got that to go for. And Spo also took umbrage with the idea that he's been hard on Kel'el Ware at practice yesterday.
I don't know. I find that just like the narratives. I didn't even challenge him that strongly. Just mentioned, very matter of fact, about his game. I like the progress he's making. We're going to continue to coach him and push him. We see the talent there. He really can add a lot to our team. Wants us to coach him, and that's what we owe him. For him to reach his full potential.
I love that. He's just sitting here and he's like, "Oh, that was nothing." Like, I could really crank it up if I wanted to. I mean, we call that coaching. Hello, Leroy.
What's up?
How are you, buddy? Oh, I know how you're doing. Buddy.
Oh, Leroy, you all right, man?
I mean, I guess. Dude, I just like been living my normal life, and then all of a sudden, And the worst thing is knowing what it is right away.
Oh.
Right?
So did something happen during the night that made you have to go? Or you just
No, I did it this past weekend.
Oh.
So
brutal, dude.
I got a stress fracture.
Golfing?
So now I got to go get an MRI. I don't know. I'll go to the gym too, though.
Oh, okay.
I don't do nothing crazy. You know what I'm saying?
You just woke up one morning, it was just like, oh, I'm in
no.
Leroy was actually ready for a comeback. He was training for it.
There it is.
Sunday, I did something, whether it was on the golf course, walking up a hill or something, and it was like, dude, I almost went to the store and bought crutches.
Oof.
And I got a high threshold for pain.
Yeah, no, I know
That's
that.
how bad it was. So I elevated it, iced the crap out of it. And then yesterday it kind of went away. And then this morning I got up to go get PT for my shoulder and walked up the stairs and all over again. So I had an appointment anyway with the doctor. So when I went, he's like, yeah, you pretty much know what it is. So now I have to get an MRI to confirm. And then I'm either going to have, surgery, injection, or knee replacement.
Wow, those sound like 3 fun options. Jesus.
Yeah.
That's a great multiple choice.
Yeah.
That's not a fun. That's like the opposite of Golden
Well,
Corral.
the way I look at it is, if it's not going to hurt like this with whatever you do, then I'm good. Because I'm telling you, dude, I was thanks for the update, 10 man.
Thank you, Schmeathan. You really, in our times of trouble, nobody has to fight like
I just put some oil on it. Put some oil in it. Like, yeah.
Leroy's recovery in the hospital. Everybody sends flowers and everybody sends some treats, and then there's a card from Schmeathan that just tells him to go to hell.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Yep. And that's probably the one I get the biggest smile from.
Probably.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Leroy, let me tell you this.
Schmeathan, he cares.
Thank you. Thank you
What?
for putting your body for our entertainment, man. Jeopardizing your body for no, I'm like serious. Like, I know you got paid very handsomely. It was great. You lived your life. But sometimes I gotta, sometimes as a fan, you gotta say thank you because
if you notice, I'm always real cautious with injuries with players.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like that beating science garbage, you don't beat science, dude. It heals when it heals.
You can only fend off science for a little bit.
You can't even fend it off. It heals when it heals. Like, no matter what kind of physical therapy or treatment you get, it's gonna heal when it heals.
Is Jalen Phillips almost science?
I think science came back to collect.
That's what I'm saying. Like, look, and here's the thing that people need to understand. When guys come back from surgeries like that, they may be able to play, but they're not back to themselves. It takes a while, especially with a knee, because you may be able to run without hurting your knee, but when you got to plant and go around those corners and dip that shoulder as a pass rusher, right? That's real stress on that ligament and those ligaments. And sometimes you're just not there yet.
We'll take a break here on the program. Our old friend Michael McCullough is going to stop by, tell us what the Heat got coming up this season, and we'll continue on after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Get to headlines this hour, brought to you by Doral Kia, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Kia or doralkia.com. Michael McCullough, Miami Heat Executive Vice President and Chief Marketing Officer, going to join us in a few minutes. We'll talk some things.
You got anything for him?
Center. I don't have any new ideas. No, I don't.
No new ideas.
I don't have any new ideas right now. They
I know they're going back to the what is it, the Vice? What uniforms are they going back to?
Supposedly they're going back to Vice Knights, but apparently they may have a new twist to them. That's the word on the street. So maybe we can hammer that down with them. And
glow in the dark.
Yeah, we can. That'd be kind of cool, actually.
And then when you make the announcements,
ooh,
yeah,
they're getting there. There's gonna be like holograms on uniforms at some point. They'll get to all that
until somebody gets electrocuted.
Hey,
you get this LEDs.
Did you watch that late? Did you watch that late game?
I watched both games. I got away.
I wasn't planning on watching. I was just planning on looking in to the Houston OKC game because that just sounds like a good game, right?
Yeah.
And boy, what a way to kick off the NBA season.
It was crazy. It was a great game. It was a
KD fell for the okie doke. Like, what did they tell you? You 7 foot tall.
What are you supposed to do?
Time out. Leroy, stop. He's 37.
I know I'm just saying.
So he's old. So when you're trying to get ready for a jump, any fake's gonna do.
Bam Adebayo would
eyebrow fake.
That guy is so in the prime of his career right now. SGA, like he gets everybody. You know?
Yeah,
he was a monster yesterday. So
not were you now? I'll tell you what shocked me. Şengün.
Nah, that's shocking.
You know, I'll tell you why you wouldn't have been shocked.
Oh, if you watch Euro basketball.
If you would have watched Eurobasket, dude. If you would have been watching Eurobasket, you would have known the Şengün leap was coming.
He was looking like Jović yesterday.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Listen.
Oh my goodness.
Don't worry. We got our own Euro unicorn that's about to bloom tonight.
All the other Euros played quickly.
You talking about as opposed to Şengün?
As opposed to Jović.
Jović plays fast.
No, I mean early in his career.
Okay. You mean playing time? Well, the Rockets stunk for the first couple of years, and you know, it's not like he walked into a contender. Like there was some, but
I'm saying
rough Rockets years there.
Here's what I would say: when you only have 37 wins, that's the perfect time to put your young fellas through the ringer, right? And now you start this season. There's still some things you got to figure out with your young guys. You know, they've all gotten better. I think Kel'el's going to make a big jump. I think Jović is going to make a big jump. However, there's that thing about on-field experience, right? That you coddled them a little bit their rookie year, and now you almost they're going through it, you know, now, whether it's with regular minutes or, you know, expectations, right? There's expectations on Kel'el Ware and Jović this year.
Yep.
Right? I would have put him through that last year.
Well, I think here's two things happened. One, Nico got hurt in the middle of the season. So like it's not like he wasn't.
Yeah, I got you.
It's not like he wasn't getting minutes. He was their leading guy off the bench.
And Kel'el's a big. And that's
that's always an arc when it comes to Spo. That's always a thing. But I'm excited. I can't wait to see it. Plus, we already saw that Nico gave Franz Wagner the business in the Super Cup. So again,
dude, I'm gonna tell you right now.
What?
Stop referencing Euro basketball and Super Cup as reasons as to why these guys are going to be good. Right?
Why?
Like, Jović had been a pro for like 6 years already.
Okay.
So why didn't it matter?
It was because it was a current showdown. I don't understand.
Okay.
Like, how many times do you tell me? This is the thing that's crazy about it.
Oh my goodness.
How many times do you tell me that, oh, it was past history? Why do you keep looking back to that? That was years ago. I look to a Super Cup showdown between Franz Wagner and Nikola Jović. Jović gave him the business. Franz Wagner is lucky that Finland actually got Serbia on a down day. Otherwise, they would have given Germany the business in the real deal. Got lucky. Let's go talk to Michael McCullough right now. Joining us there on the Toyota of Hollywood guest line. Shop with 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location, Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan, and ToyotaofHollywood.com. He is the Executive Vice President and Chief Marketing Officer. Michael, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Leroy, I think you're going to lose that argument, so just let it go.
Listen,
let it go.
We have these arguments every year because Tobin is a very positive. Like, if you see anything out of any Heat player, watch out, and so I appreciate that. I get it. I understand it. Tobin's been that way for years, but I'm just like, hey man, there's certain things that are happening in basketball that make me wonder, like, what? Okay, the average win last year was 120 points. The Heat, like, it is what it is.
Jović got hurt, and now he's taking the style to the Heat. He's got he's the skeleton key, and I'm telling you, he gave Franz Wagner the business in the Super Cup, and he's going to give him the business tonight in Orlando.
Wait, Mike. First of all, you need to understand, Tobin.
What?
Tell him how you were able to watch all of these Euro games.
Well, Michael, did you also, like me, spend an annual pass on courtside 1861 or whatever the hell the year is on it? Because that's how I watched all the Eurobasket.
I did, and it sounds suspiciously like a bootleg. Right. Sounded like a bootleg to me.
Right. So every day he would come in with like, Jović gave Franz. It was at 2 a.m, but I'm telling you, dude. And I'm like, all right, man. All right.
He looked good, man. I'm telling you. I'm excited for Jovic's season.
I'm excited for Jovic's season too. So
right.
I'm on the Jović train with you there, Coach.
What else you got going on? Because I know you got some good stuff. Tobin said he doesn't have any ideas for you. So the only thing we have are your ideas, which are actually the most important ones.
Well, first of all, the excitement that Tobin is feeling, I'm feeling it too. I came into work yesterday and they were putting up the street banners around the building. Yeah. And this is my 29th season and I still got goosebumps. So like, that's how I feel about this season. So first of all, we're excited. We got this young core. We got these young guys. We got the best coach in the business. So we got a lot of reason to be positive. And I think this year when fans come to the game, they're going to feel kind of a different kind of feeling. They're going to feel a very Miami-centric game. We've been working all off season on some new stuff with the intro, additional pyro. So if you thought we had a little more pyro before, we got more pyro than you've ever seen. We got a really cool intro sequence for both of our uniform concepts. We got some really, how people talk in Miami, like people in Miami talk a certain way. You don't hear that in other places. Well, we're going to bring a lot of that into our game presentation. So, just ways to spice things up. So we want people to feel like when you come to a Heat game, like I just had a very Miami experience. And I think that's what folks are going to feel this year.
You guys keep doing a lot of stuff around the building. We saw the giant new screens last year, but I was there for the red, white, and pink game. I saw the new suite levels. So what went into that?
Well, it was time to update the suite level. And like we've taken a different tack than most buildings. And what we do is, every year we just reinvest into the building as opposed to, building your arena in 2000 and just kind of letting it go to ruin and then making it a big renovation. We've been renovating all year. So like you said, last year was the scoreboard and the lighting and the new seats and the audio. And this year, the suite level is just fantastic. But what we've also done up on the 400 level, and we're not screaming it from the mountaintops, but we put in these massive video screens on the 400 level. on the concourses. So when folks get up to the 400 level, they're going to have a different experience too. So we've updated, that experience for people. We provided these really family friendly pricing for, family packs on hot dogs and sodas and pizzas and all that sort of stuff. And for the kids, we have this really cool Bernie pack for $15. So we're looking out for everybody this year. Obviously the suite level, not everybody's going to go there, but we want to make sure that if you're sitting in the 400 level, you got a great experience too.
That sounds awesome. Michael McCullough joining us here on the show. We got Heat basketball back tonight as the Miami Heat are taking on the Orlando Magic. You, of course, can hear that right here on FM 104.3 WQAM. Our coverage begins at 5:45 with preheat. Michael, there's some word on the street that the Vice uniforms, I've seen that these ones this year are going to be the best ever. I was under the assumption that these are going to be we're going back like we did last year with the same ones. Are there changes to the Vice uniform this year?
Well, I couldn't hear that question. I couldn't hear that question over here, Tobin. So I'm not sure what you're asking me, but there will be a City Edition uniform this year, and we're excited about it. And I think our fans are going to be excited about it too.
All right. When do you have an unveil date?
We do. It's you'll see it on the court on November 12th. That'll be the first time you will see it on the court. Okay. We'll be unveiling a few days in advance of that.
I love that this is always is that top secrets that you have to keep around in the department, like when you are trying to protect the City Edition, because everybody wants to know, is that the thing? Like, are blinds going up? Are NDAs signed when we're trying to keep the state secrets?
I make everybody leave this part of the office that I'm in when we're showing the uniform or we're talking about it or we're on display. Everybody has to get out.
Gotta keep it
all right. So it's just you and you and a small group of people.
Yes.
I need names so I can hit them up and let me know what's up.
Yeah, we got to keep it tight. We got to keep it tight. What I will tell you, it will be. I think our fans will be excited to see what we got on November 12th.
Now, do they still do the jersey thing with remember the little thing you make your jersey?
Yes, absolutely. Okay. You're talking about the Heat Jersey Lab on the 100 level where you can get your custom jersey made and it looks like a dry cleaner where it's on the conveyor belt and comes around. Absolutely. That's on the 100 level.
The 12th will be the first day or will you have sales before that?
No, we'll have sales before that. That'll just be the first day you'll see it on the court. But you'll see it a few days in advance of that and you'll be able to buy it online and all of our retail outlets. And again, we're excited about that too.
Very cool.
Keep doing
it, dude. You got anything else that's coming up for the fans they should know about, Michael, for opening night on Sunday? Anything that people should be aware of?
Well, first thing is obviously we're back with FanDuel for all of our game broadcasts. You probably saw that we also announced that we'll have 12 simulcasts on WPLG. So it's going to expand our audience. You guys going to the FM. We got to deal with FanDuel. We got to deal with WPLG. We're just trying to expand that audience and get more people to listen and watch Heat basketball.
Can't wait. Excited. It gets going tonight, 7 o'clock, Heat and Magic. Michael, appreciate the time. Thank you so much.
Guys, thanks so much. We'll see you over here.
All righty.
There you go. Michael McCullough joining us there. Always appreciate when he gives us time on the program.
That was a rare freeze right there.
That was weird. Didn't want to give us the goods, Leroy.
I mean, sometimes there's been times where we gotten jerseys, and we were able to promote them that way. Mike, what's up? But
nobody gets any secrets. Nobody wants to let us know what's going on.
Could you imagine working for the Heat, and then y'all get down to the important stuff, and they go, you, and you, get out.
You're not important. Yeah. All right. Sorry. I mean, we're good at keeping secrets.
No, you're not.
No, you're not. I'm super good at keeping secrets.
No, you're not. Dude, because you'll give hints. You're that person that you'll say you kept the secret, but you'll give hints.
I think it was because of my off-season rant. They wouldn't give me the goods.
I mean, or it could be the fact that you yell at Pat from the window.
You know what? I should have tried that during the interview. Hey! Tell us what the Vice uniforms are, Pat. I know you got to find out.
Well, first of
you
all,
got to approve everything.
You should be looking to Central Florida because he's probably in Orlando.
Which way is Central Florida? That way? I'm looking at the hallway.
Yeah, well, he's in Orlando. He's not right.
You think he's going to the opening game?
Yeah,
Leroy.
I think so.
You don't think every general manager, executive is going to the opening game? It's the opening game.
Yeah. I got
And
you.
it's in Florida. It's like
you can take the bright line.
By the way, when I was back from my appointment,
Mm-hmm.
did I not hear there's hurt guys?
Yeah.
Already?
Kasparis has been hurt. He hurt his groin, and we know Tyler's hurt.
Yeah.
The big one's Ware. Yesterday, Ware they announced that he's got an ankle injury, so now he's questionable tonight. I don't know. I mean, maybe he'll go, maybe he won't. I'm not really sure, but it's tough to go against those behemoths without him. It's a big Orlando team.
Big.
Did
you see OKC and Houston? Goodness.
Yeah. No, I watched I watched that matchup. That was good. And then I watched the late game too. Jimmy looked amazing last night.
Yeah, what you got to say about Jimmy, Leroy?
Nothing. No, it's first game of the season.
You had something to say. Come
I like it. Hey, he learned from the best. You got to wiggle out of it.
First game of the season.
First game of the season, but let's see him do it. Let's see him do it for the whole thing.
How long? Well, look, he did it then, right? And I'm not saying that Jimmy is not a good player, right? I'm not saying that. I'm saying that he plays basketball on his terms.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that catches up with him.
It'll be interesting. I think there are some dynamics there that will be interesting just because you're not the guy anymore. Like, it's not your franchise.
Right.
And so I wonder how that even, trickles down to like behavior of things, We'll see.
Because he ain't the number one. So
right. So we'll take we'll get into it. I actually think there's an interesting thing because last night we had Marchand's return to Boston.
That was goosies.
That was goosies.
I mean, they never stopped cheering for that dude.
We'll take a break. Back with more to this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Back with you here on a Wednesday. We'll play a little Rats Off a Ship. Heat basketball is back tonight. Panthers back in the win column last night as they take out the Boston Bruins 4-3 in Brad Marchand's return to Beantown. Very emotional night. He was an emotional wreck.
It was more than a feeling.
It was more than a feeling. It was. Well done, Vlad.
I know, Boston.
I mean, I still don't like that city. Good for them. They had a good, ovation for him. But
I didn't like it. I liked it, but I didn't like it. They should have done it before the game. I'm sorry. As I don't know because I'm not a professional athlete, but you're already revved up. You're already emotionally charged for this game against your former team.
Yep.
And then you do that emotional tribute. And then he gets emotional. You know how hard it is at his age to get that,
that mojo back. He seemed to, though.
I mean, he did. I mean, because he's better than us. Because he's a professional hockey player. But I mean, I just didn't like that. I was like, man, it was emotional.
He said that the tribute was very touching last night. Here was Brad after the game yesterday.
I knew it was going to hit me the way it did. It was extremely touching. I'm so grateful for, the moment, and very appreciative for it, for, what the Bruins did to kind of put that together, and the love and the support the fans have showed me. Not just tonight, but through my entire career here, and I always loved playing here and loved putting the jersey on and wearing my heart on my sleeve. So I think this is a hardworking city, and people appreciate that. So I love the fans here. They're special. They're an incredible group. I was kind of laughing later in the game because I think I got booed there at one point, and it's just, I knew it wouldn't take long, but it was a very, very special night for myself and my family.
Yeah, so they were starting to mess with when we went to the penalty box. Crazy game last night. A lot of things going on. By the way, an update on the Miami Heat for tonight. This is from Anthony Chang from the Miami Herald. Erik Spoelstra speaking at shoot-around. He says that Kel'el Ware was able to go through shoot-around this morning in Orlando. A determination will be made on his status for the opener tonight, but that's obviously good news that he was able to go and work out this morning. So that's a good sign for the Miami Heat tonight. But yeah, the Marchand thing was super emotional. I mean, like, it was crazy, the idea that he ended up with the Panthers, and I'm sure Boston feels some type of way about it because, like, these were the two teams that were, like, fighting for everything in the East. And you're talking about a breakaway and Bob shutting it down, and history all starts getting flipped on its head. And then you run into this area where you're a dynasty. And then obviously everything that happened with him and Sam Bennett and Matthew Tkachuk, this things about saying I've never seen a captain quit on his team, and a really bitter rivalry. And then, he hops on and kind of becomes part of the Avengers. And your place is like in this, you're like, what the hell is this? This is
bizarro
strange. It's a bizarro world to see him with the Cats. But obviously you spend that much time in a place, you couldn't come to an agreement on a deal, and they let you, they do right by you and send you a place that's, probably is going to hurt their fan base. Like, you're going to send him where? And he's got to go be teammates with who? And that's a little bit strange, but it is cool. I like the idea that, it had some time to pass as well. I do wonder, like, the Jimmy Butler thing from last year. Jimmy's return's going to be pretty early on this year, but, like, would it have been any different if we had just the summer to get over all of it?
No.
Would it have been as cold as it was? I don't know. It was a really bad breakup. Don't get me wrong. And I know that Jimmy just had the quotes, but that's kind of Jimmy's playbook. There wasn't really anything that people were like, oh, I can't believe the shots that he threw at Pat. And I'm like, that's Jimmy's playbook. It really wasn't that cutting of it. And I do wonder because his play here was so good and the way that the season ended for the Panthers, just like it kind of did for the Bruins and flaming out, if it would have been better because there would have been more appreciation there, because it still was a good era. Because I remember the Dwayne Wade thing. It was such a weird night to see him walk in.
In the Bulls uniform?
Yeah.
But that was because that breakup was public and it ended bad. At least in the fans' perspective. Because Dwayne is the most beloved player in team history.
Yes. Yeah. It wasn't, but it was just like, it was such a weirdness to the night, and Dwayne walking in and he knows every security guard, he knows everybody there. And, people were cheering him like every basket that he scored. They couldn't even believe it. Was like, it was like you said, Bizarre World. That's what it was. It was like seeing Bizarre World, seeing Dwayne Wade in any other jersey but a Heat jersey was just strange.
And the opponent, that's the other thing. It's the same way. Because I know Paul Pierce has been doing the rounds. It was like when Paul Pierce describing when Ray Allen joined Miami. It's because of who you joined. Everybody has a right to go, but there's just certain teams you just don't want your former teammate to go to, because that it's just like a stab. It's like, like I guess you're Benedict Arnold in a certain way. Celtics felt like that with Ray Allen going to Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Heat fans must have felt that, knowing the battles you.
I didn't like him going to
Chicago.
Cleveland.
No, but I know you didn't like Cleveland. But going to Chicago, even though Chicago's his hometown, but you and Chicago went at it.
Yeah, I didn't mind because I knew if he was going to go somewhere. Don't forget, like at the end there was an offer standing, and he decided to go to Boston. He was just like, no, like he felt hurt, and I didn't mind him going to Chicago. Like that, those battles were kind of snuffed out by then. But the Cleveland one, I was not pleased with him.
But Cleveland was after Chicago.
Yes, but that one hurt more. And even he would like it. That was literally like seeing Superman without his cape. I was like, I can't stomach this. This is, the team petty was at his height, and they were trying to like make something that it wasn't anymore. And then, LeBron, it was obviously like, that was the year where they basically cast off all the team. And Dwayne comes back. So I'm glad that return was incredible. That was one of like the best feelings ever when he finally came back to the Miami Heat.
So then that proves you can always squash the beef and come back.
Yeah. And that's why I'm wondering, like, would the Jimmy thing be different if his first return would have been this year?
I think it would have been more. I think it would have been colder. I think it would have been more fervor because of the fact you guys been waiting for that. You've been waiting for a year to let him have it.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I don't know.
No, I think so.
It was really like it was such a frosty night. He didn't want to talk. He didn't want to like, interact with it. Bam and him warming up at the same time, and they're not even looking at each other. The only guys he would talk to were like Rozier and Kevin Love. That was it.
All right. I think the fan base would have been more colder, and like the fervor would have been unbelievable if they had like. It was almost a year.
Mm-hmm.
His first time was this season. I think his relationship with his former teammates and everything like that might have, thawed out a little bit and might be a little bit better. Maybe you would see Jimmy and Bam they might say hello to each other because time has passed.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they've met, they crossed paths somewhere, and they talked about it. However, but you're talking about a month. Like it was literally a month after the trade, like 6 weeks.
It was really soon.
So yeah, there's still gonna be bitterness.
But even like they did like a tribute video, right? And it was it had nothing. Like nobody felt like they did all the classy stuff like they did when LeBron came back, and they were like
it's obligatory.
It's obligatory, right? But you knew like it was the most muted tribute of all time. And I'm not even saying like I blame them, because I know feelings were hurt, and I know that with how he left and quitting on the team and the way that he went out, I don't even think you deserve like the proper tribute. Like maybe there'll be a time way down the road when everything will be thawed. But if it went just months, then I think if you would have been like, hey, but then here's the memories that we all have. We have his tribute done in the right way of time. I don't know if the fan base boos him as much.
So do you think it's the sport? Because like Marchand had so many years being the captain and being the guy in Boston, right? So leaving it seems to me in hockey sometimes, if you've been loyal to a franchise for a while, the fan base can understand if you leave.
Yeah.
You know, they did.
Well, he didn't quit either.
Right. He didn't quit, but it's like they can understand if you get traded, even if it's to the op, right? They can understand that. NBA's a little different. NBA, I don't think the fan base, I don't think the people, even the way the media covers things, I think they're gonna, if you leave, it's gonna always have to be, there's a backstory to it.
Yep. Well, KD's still getting booed last night,
which is why I asked you that, because you're asking, will Jimmy get a when he retires, will Jimmy be honored by the Heat, like maybe jersey, stuff like that? And that was the same question they were asking last night in the Rockets Thunder game. Will KD get his number retired, even because he spent his first 7 years or 8 years?
He definitely does. Like on credentials, he does.
Right.
He definitely does. Like if I was doing this objectively, to tell me that one of my franchise, first of all, if you win an MVP in a jersey, like that's kind of like an automatic bid. You pretty much should get up in the rafters, which is why like LeBron won 2 MVPs here and 2 finals MVPs. Like even if it was 4 years, it was like the most incredible 4 years of statistics. The rank that he's in on all-time lists, even in that short span. Like
you guys were a nickname.
It's a no-brainer. It's
the Heatles.
Yeah, the Heatles, all that stuff. Durant, it's like if I was OKC, I would be like, yeah, like he is the first great player of our franchise's history. I understand how he left, but we won in the end. We got our ring. We now have our beloved guy, and we foisted the LA Clippers into having this incredible MVP. I feel like if I was OKC, yeah, eventually I would put him in the rafters and have him. I don't know what KD's deal is, because he's very weird on his feelings on this stuff, but the Jimmy thing is, I don't know what's ever going to be with the jersey retirement, because I definitely can see the Heat just being like, nah, dude, the way you left, you just can't come back.
So,
but I do wonder from the fans' perspective, especially if let's say the year doesn't get off to a great start, that may piss them off more, or it may have them more, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? Nostalgic about what his era meant to the Miami Heat. And I think that appreciation may have been better if there was there, but damage is done. Didn't happen.
No,
anyway.
damage is done, Tobes, but that's what makes the Jimmy era so compelling, because he's such a troll that I remember. All right, so yesterday when you guys were talking about the game, about the Lakers Warriors game, you're like, oh, which Jimmy was going to come up? Which Jimmy's going to come up, right? Like which Jimmy's going to show up? And then the Jimmy that you were used to seeing during the postseason and all the great times in Miami showed up last night. And it's like, damn, we could have had this Jimmy right now. That's the thing. Because when Jimmy shows out and still shows that he's still Jimmy Butler, Heat fans will think, damn, he still could have been doing this with us right now. And then the times when he doesn't show up, you'll be like, you see, that's why Pat let him go and everything like that.
Well, I think the thing that's going to be interesting about it is they were afraid to pay him the big bucks next year. So he's making $56 million next year. So 2 things, if you're Pat Riley, to be right, have to happen, right? Like 1, Jimmy Butler can't win a title with Steph Curry. That can't happen, because then you're going to be like, oh, he was still good enough to help a team win a championship. Even if you didn't have the pieces, that's on you. You made the trade for Terry Rozier. So 2 things can't happen. He can't win a title, and you got to end up doing something with that money, right? Like if you were so scared to pay him next year, then, and I've heard that, oh, we wanted the cap space for 26. We want the cap space for 27. Well, eventually you're going to have to spend that money on something that's like moving the needle. Yeah. Like because if you were terrified to pay him and you didn't want to do it, because if you would have just done right by him and given him the extra year, which I understand the hesitation, he misses games. He's a pain in the ass sometimes around the organization, but he was your best player. And you have 2 other guys who you're not quite sure if you're going to invest in, because you didn't want to go all in Kevin Durant to add to Bam and to Tyler. So that's why I'm saying if you were hesitant to pay him that money, then 1, he better not be productive enough to win a championship with Golden State. And 2, what are you going to do with that money that you didn't want to spend on him? Because this wasn't like some 4-year deal that he wanted. It was an extra year. And yes, he's going to be 37 next year. This may all break down. He may twist. Like what's par for the course for Jimmy is he can have a game like last night he can mess up his ankle or back and be out for 3 weeks in the first half of the season. That's usually what happens. But I do think the Heat at some point, like if you're storing away your nuts for something, well, you better use them for something. Because if you didn't want to pay Jimmy Butler, what are you going to do with that? What is your pivot point from the Jimmy Butler era? Unless it's going to be tanking. That's the other way. It's like, are you going to go if this era is not good enough? And we know that they don't believe in that. So
they're not tanking.
So that's what I'm that's what I'm confused by is like you were so hesitant to pay him, which okay, I understand. It's like it's not that I don't get those arguments, but you don't want to pay him. Don't seem like you want to pay Tyler. Who's this money going towards? You've got one guy you've invested in.
Hold on. Now, we can't be upset with the Heat not wanting to pay players that are injured, and then we get upset at the Dolphins for always paying players or getting players that are often injured.
Yeah, but this is the thing, Vlad. There is I'm saying this as somebody like, I see Dade South says, well, he's not a top 8 Heat player, which I think is a silly thing.
Ooh,
to say. Jimmy? I don't think that's true.
Wait, of all time or currently right now? Like
no,
with
right. I'm assuming he means of all time, but Dade South can clarify if he wants to. There is also like, hey, yeah, but you do right by your guys. And the Heat, they always seem to have bad breakups with their icons, And so I'm just wondering, not that I disagree with the reasoning of it, but if you were hesitant to pay him, then what is the big catch that you're going to get? Because it wasn't Durant. You didn't want to go on him. Is it going to be a disgruntled Will? Is it going to be Zion? Is it going to be Ja? Is it going to be Is it going to be any? I mean, they keep putting these pipe dreams of Giannis. You're not getting those guys. What? Because I could talk delusion when your team is good and you want to be the piece away, and you had this put on your doorstep with Damian Lillard, and it got botched. So that plan was put right in front of you. They weren't able to convert it. So now that we're at this point where it's like, hey, you didn't pay him, and you guys know that I was for paying him, but they didn't. Well, what is that money going to be used for? Because he's going to have this year, and then he's got next year. So you better be like looking at this and be like, if you're the Heat, you're like, man, I hope this guy breaks down because we were scared to pay him. Unless they just were like, hey, he was too much of a pain in the ass. We don't want him around anymore. But I don't know. We'll take a break, mix things up on the other side. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Hey, Rock the Ocean's iconic music festival, Tortuga, returns to Fort Lauderdale Beach next April with Post Malone, Riley Green, Kenny Chesney. The Intangibles love Kenny Chesney.
They do.
And way more. I love Kenny Chesney. He's a showman. I saw him one time at what the hell do they call it back then? Whatever Amarant Bank, Bank Atlantic, maybe it was.
It was Back Atlantic?
I think it was when it was Bank Atlantic. I went to a Kenny Chesney concert, and he was really good. We're giving you a chance to win 3-day passes for you and a friend. If you guys want to enter this contest, go over to the contest page at WQAM.com now and register. Heat back in action tonight. They take on the Orlando Magic. FM 104.3 WQM's coverage begins at 5:45 with preheat. We'll bring you some of our Heat interviews from Media Day in the final hour. A little super cut for you guys to get you fired up for tonight. And the Heat, the Dolphins, back on the practice field today as they are getting ready to take on the Atlanta Falcons. We'll start off our mixed bag with Mike McDaniel, who was asked, hey, do you know who your backup quarterback is going to be against the Falcons?
Mike, regarding the backup quarterback position.
Messed up on the loading in there. We'll get to that a little bit later. I'll fix that for everybody. Instead, we'll flip on over to Paul Maurice, who was happy that the Cats were able to get a win last night.
Well, we were grinding, maybe still are, and had some twists and turns. We really liked our start. Thought that details-wise we were good. Yeah, we did some strange things with the puck that ended up in the back of our net, and we'd have to clean that up. But you get to the end of a road trip, you're just winning on will at that point, and we needed one. So I was very happy with how we started.
There you go. Cats finally get to go back home, snapping their 4-game losing streak. That would have been a crusher last night. All the emotions, unable to get that one. And the Cats just, some of these games, strange, man. They're back at it tomorrow, by the way. Pittsburgh Penguins in town. 7:00 is your puck drop.
Think that might be that win last night might be the turnaround? Especially, you there with your boy. It was an emotional night.
I think I like Sam Miscavige getting on the board. That was good. The fourth line looked better with the bullies, with Gadjevich. Gadjevich was so mad he was winning a fight, but then he tripped. He was like,
dude, I watched that. Yeah, he was pummeling the guy, and the guy stumbled and pulled him down. And
he was so mad. He's like, damn it, because that guy didn't hit him with one punch. It's the Sams, man. I want when we get the Sams cranking on all the Sams, and they looked great last night. Just Swayman had some awesome saves, but I think when they find the back of the net, the Cats will get humming again. Third lines look good. I think the Finns have looked good, but yeah, just some careless stuff last night. Careless stuff. Still haven't sharpened things up, but as he said, it was the end of a road trip. Don't know if we had everything there. We had NBA action last night. Jimmy Butler. This is what he had to say with his 31 points. He said it's easy with Steph Curry on his team.
Because the game's easy. Everybody pays attention to Steph. I got the easy job. And when you don't pass the ball to him, you pass it to the open man. You attack, you guard, and you play basketball the right way. Limit your turnovers. I got called for a travel today, as Buddy will tell you. I still don't think that I traveled, but limit those turnovers, and we have a really good chance to win.
There's a slight shot.
What?
Just saying that,
Nah, don't think it's a slight shot. He likes being Robin. Good for him.
Yeah,
good for him.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe he was trying to. It's his way. I was trying to get a Batman other places, but they couldn't find me a Batman.
Maybe. I mean, I think at one point he liked being Batman, and then all of a sudden you don't want to be Batman when you gotta, show up for 65 games a year. You want to go watch tennis.
You're still jilted, man.
I'm torn. I'm torn with this one because I do like Jimmy.
Of course you like Jimmy. He loves your eyes.
He does like my eyes. One guy I'm not that fond of is podcast boy JJ Redick. He gave no credit to the Warriors.
I think it's mostly self-inflicted, and I think if you look at this game, like a microcosm of this game was we did enough good things to put ourselves in a position to win for most of the game, and that when we didn't do those things, they were self-inflicted.
You touched on it.
They were self-inflicted. So that's not being organized in early offense. That's having the wrong guy bring it up. That's we knew they were blitzing and stack. That's supposed to be stack 2. Guy stays. Now there's no outlet for the passer. those are not sprinting back. We make a run. We got 2 guys back. Buddy Hield gets a wide open 3 for some reason on a full court pass. Those are self-inflicted things. So that's not anything Golden State did to us.
Wow. All right.
I mean, he's probably right, but
I mean, all right, but tough. Sorry, JJ Redick.
It's 1 of 82, man.
You see these LeBron things that are coming out? You see, I guess there's like a book or something coming out.
Russell Westbrook?
I saw the Russell Westbrook thing. Some of this stuff reads like fantasy, Vlad. I can't even believe these are real stories.
What do you
Like
mean?
I keep thinking it's NBA Central because this book comes out. There was one that said Russell Westbrook. We obviously know he hates LeBron. I don't know if you saw the video recently where he wouldn't sign a Lakers jersey. He told somebody to go get something else for a fan. He's like, I'm not signing that. I'll sign something else, but I'm not signing that. Obviously hated his time with the Lakers. And there was this point where he said like he doesn't like LeBron James because he's fake. And that he's like, he keeps claiming that The Godfather is his favorite movie. He can't quote one line from it. He's like, I can't stand him. He's like, he walks around with books he doesn't read, doesn't like him. And then there was another excerpt that came out that was Anthony Davis they're in the team group chat. And apparently Bronny sent the tweet, according to the book. And he said, these mother bleepers just traded me. And LeBron responds, WTF. And then it's like everybody's doing the thing like, we're all looking for the guy who was doing this, who was behind this. But I don't know, man. There's some weird stuff going on with LeBron and the Lakers. Weird stuff's out. I saw somebody yesterday who was boots on the ground. They were like, yeah, being very disengaged with everybody, not nice to anybody. I don't know. It seems like weird vibes. And then you got Podcast Boy over here all revved up on his Chat GPT and fake coaching guru. Can't even get around Art Basel down here.
I can tell you what it is. There's not really much to talk about the Lakers. So, it's just talking about, hey, LeBron's in his final year.
Mm-hmm.
He's, there's talk of retirement. Let's generate as much news as we can because once that man retires, all the traffic and all the eyes and attention is not going to be the same in the sport.
Crazy, man. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he's the MVP. He said that Kevin Durant got away with one yesterday at the end of the first overtime.
Kevin definitely called timeout about 3 times, verbally and physically with his hands. I think the refs just missed it. That's life. You make mistakes in life and you move on. Yeah, nothing too crazy. I turned the ball over a bunch tonight. Next possession, so same mentality for now. I don't think they ain't doing it on purpose or anything. It's life, you miss things, you make mistakes, and you move on.
I think they'll forgive you, Shai. Something tells me SGA has got some clout right now. So.
That was such a great answer. That's why they're gonna win. They're such nice kids.
They are. They're very nice kids. Very nice kids.
And they're all young.
Yep.
And
they didn't even have Jalen Williams.
That's what I was about to say.
They didn't have him yesterday.
Everybody's going crazy. Jalen Williams didn't play yesterday.
Yeah.
So.
People were like, oh, man. I mean, Şengün looked awesome. But they don't got a point guard, and they didn't even have the second best player.
No point guard.
That's crazy, right?
Well, the guy got hurt.
Yeah.
Van Vliet got hurt. All right. That is our mixed bag. How was Jay Crawford, Leroy?
They were
fired up about their win.
Not really. Same conversations. I mean, I said it last week that it's unfortunate that the Dolphins are going to play a game against another 1-5 team, but their 2 strengths are running the football and getting after the quarterback, and your 2 weaknesses are stopping the run and protecting the quarterback. Like it's like all the stars aligned for the couple of team strengths to match up against your weaknesses. And when that happens, something has to give.
Also,
either you're going to protect, you're going to stop the run, or it's going to be one of those days.
Also, you had a quarterback who was playing like he was point shaving.
Well, that's it. I would say this. Here, I would say this. And I know this more than the people that were watching the game. Do you know Jim Schwartz doesn't blitz?
Yeah, they said that on the broadcast.
And all of a sudden, he's blitzing from everywhere.
They said on the broadcast, they said Myles Garrett told him to blitz. And I think he said, what did you say, Mr. Garrett?
I mean, Myles Garrett says, hush, you
I
hush.
should blitzed.
Let me tell you
Coach.
something. Dude, and I'm saying this as a grown-ass man.
Finally, somebody that made Leroy look at stop body looking. Or
I'm
maybe
I'm gonna say this as a grown ass man. I stood next to Myles Garrett, and I was like,
you small.
damn. That's all I could say. Dude.
Dude, this guy
Dude, it's like I could literally put my face and just put it on his forearm and they could just draw my face. It's unbelievable how massive this dude is.
All right, we got to take a break. More to come here on the show. Get you caught up with your headlines. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy back with you here on FM 104.3 WQAM. Leroy, don't get up, but can we get a weather update from the Chill Zone AC? Featuring reliably root AC systems. Make your AC great again. Visit chillzoneac.com.
I'm going to just say the level of drug that I have been prescribed, but I haven't taken any yet. All right. Got to tell you, let me get my mic over here a little bit. We got some cloudy skies out here. Winds are blowing at about 10 to 15 miles an hour. Winds are coming out of the east. But as they get here over the west, it seems like they're just stagnant, which means that is a good sign for evening rain. So I'm going to say it's about 80, 85 degrees. You got a 10 to 15 mile an hour easterly wind. It is cloudy now, which means that as these clouds form over the west portion of Broward and Dade and Palm Beach, you're going to get an evening shower.
Man, what a marvel, even with a hurt knee.
So I'm going to just go ahead on and call that.
All right.
And I would say you guys know it was coming. It is starting to warm up. The humidity is a little bit higher. It's not as cool in the mornings, even though the temperature is the same. So that means, you know, with the humidity, you're going to get a little more chance of rain. That's it. You can turn on the TV and get all them extra. And anybody know where Melissa is?
No.
Right.
Melissa.
The storm that they've been talking about for about a month.
Storms are brewing. No.
And
the M's already?
More. That's what I was getting ready to say, Vlad. Anybody else impressed that we already on him?
I'm shocked. I didn't
Impressed,
even know.
but I'm trying to dodge it like the ACC schedule. Like I'm not saying anything about it.
We had that
I want to stay with no losses.
Didn't we have that one weekend where we were getting feeder bands from somewhere?
Yeah, there was that storm that was out, and it was supposed to like get real bad, especially that was the weekend I was up in Central Florida. But and the rain was nasty, but no, we've gotten pretty lucky so far.
And when is end of November, right?
Yeah, to be on the safe side.
All right.
Thanksgiving Day weekend.
Okay, cool.
They
what else Thanksgiving Day weekend is?
Yeah, that's Ohio State, Michigan weekend.
Yes, sir.
That's when y'all get your ass kicked.
They said that last year, Vlad.
Yeah, they never beat them. They never beat them.
This is the year. I was talking about this yesterday. This is gonna be the year. I think Ryan Day's they're gonna put a beat down on you guys. That's gonna be like
that's what they said last year, Vlad.
Well, we kicked your ass for 4 years. You guys got it. All right, cool. But it's gonna be like yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I got you.
You're gonna be double-digit underdogs at home.
You think? No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No chance.
I think so.
No chance.
What is Michigan's record?
Like 5-2, maybe.
We lost to Oklahoma.
Okay.
And lost to somebody out. I want to say out west. I can't remember. USC. No, we beat USC. No, we lost. Did we lose?
You lost USC.
Lost USC. Yeah.
Yeah, you just beat Washington, lost to USC 31-13.
And lost to Oklahoma, right?
24-13, yeah. You've beaten New Mexico, Nebraska, Central Michigan. You got those signs. Wisconsin, and then Washington. You got Michigan State this week.
Yeah, they're 5-2.
There you go.
Yeah.
Heat season begins tonight. Taking on the Orlando Magic.
How we feel? No, I want to know from what are your projections for the Miami Heat in such an early portion of the season? Because there's 4 or 5 teams we know what they're going to be, right? I'm still going to be a little cautious with how I look at Orlando because it seems like every time they get to that moment, somebody gets hurt, and they haven't been had a full team to go into those moments. But New York's gonna be there. You got
we'll see. I mean, they already got injury issues. You got Karl Anthony Towns making a stink. Seems like he's not too happy that he was in Giannis trade rumors. We'll see. Mike Brown, you think he's gonna make things better? I don't know. He had that one little fluky light the beam. Got those Tibbs minutes catching up all of a sudden. So we'll see.
Hey, Vlad. He can't do it, right? He can't do it.
I just did.
He tried.
I just did.
He tried.
I just did.
You tried.
You guys are gonna be sitting here also.
Tried.
If you guys don't get off to that fast start, then you be.
So who else do we have in the East?
We traded all those picks for Bridges.
You tried.
We'll see, dude.
You tried. This is his.
Who else do we have in the East? Because
happy.
We don't know what Indiana's going to be.
I don't think Indiana's going to be very good.
Huh?
And I'm telling you, somebody who I really respected Indiana last year. I said that they were going to be better than Orlando. I didn't think they were going to get to the finals, but I hate the way they play. I just don't know how you do it without your killer. He's
right.
We don't just
what?
Come on,
dude.
You're not going to
as much flack as much flack as that dude took throughout the whole year.
No,
to be able to be that in the playoffs and at the end of the year.
I'm not saying he's not a dog. I'm not saying he's not a dog. I'm not saying that. He's a dog.
Okay.
But when you're talking about killers, when I'm thinking about killers, I'm thinking about the D Wades. I'm thinking about,
for them, yes.
Halliburton's good, but to me, he ain't getting you 30.
That's not his game. But he's going to get you the last shot.
But he's going to he'll
take the last shot.
The last shot
is
cool, but just sometimes when I'm thinking about a guy when you're thinking about a killer, let's put it this way. When Bron went for 45, 15, and 7 in game 6, that was a killer. He wasn't waiting for them last minute. To me, that a killer is a guy from the beginning that ball tips off to the final whistle.
They went 7 with his Achilles snapping last year.
No, his Achilles snapped after game 2. I mean, got hurt in game 2. Then it snapped in game 6.
Listen,
he's a dog. I'm saying that, and I'm not saying you're right. That's the engine. He's the
engine.
He's the engine.
The same thing with Tatum. They're like, oh yeah, we're gonna throw up a bunch of threes. You got to give respect to the Celtics. It's like,
what about Cleveland?
Okay, but they lost Jason Tatum, Porzingis, and Drew Holiday, and respect to Peyton Pritchard. But you think that's gonna be a really that's a top 4 team for you guys? Why?
No, I didn't say that.
No, I'm just saying.
What about Cleveland?
Yeah, Cleveland will be good. Cleveland will be good. I'm not going to certainly say anything about them.
Anybody else we thinking of in the East?
But I don't. But Cleveland,
Atlanta.
Cleveland. You got Darius Garland already hurt with the turf toe. He was already a parking cone, and now he's out there going to be hindered with something. Speed's kind of his game, and that's not great for him. Don't forget about gorgeous-haired Max Strus is out with some Jones fracture. So he's out for a little bit.
That when you start giving it names like that, this ain't no timetable.
Giannis, I mean, I don't know what I think the Bucks can be kind of decent, but does he want to be there? He's out here flirting with everybody.
I mean, so you think there's Milwaukee.
Man, I mean, Knicks and Cleveland, man. Stop playing with everybody.
Is it the Knicks?
It's the Knicks and Cleveland.
Are we sure?
Yeah, it is. I know.
You don't think Giannis can do nothing with
No.
Okay.
It's the Knicks.
What about Atlanta?
Atlanta's a wait and see because now
but if Atlanta's a wait and see, so is Orlando.
I think Atlanta's got a
no.
I trust Atlanta more than I trust Orlando.
I still got to wait and see because you're talking about Porzingis and his ass about to get hurt any given time.
That's fair.
So you got to wait and see. Orlando. Funny thing about Orlando isn't their keys Jalen Suggs.
Yes, he's gonna, but I think he's gonna play tonight.
Right, but what I'm just saying for their season, if Jalen Suggs is healthy,
well, it's also Bane's got to be. I think something I think they're expecting something out of Desmond Bane, and maybe Desmond Bane will be great because of maybe these players around him are better. But I mean, he had John Morant. John Morant was an MVP candidate, and Jaren Jackson. So you need Franz and Paolo to be
One guy that plays 29
Already.
minutes and gets Defensive Player of the Year nominations, and another guy who doesn't know if he's gonna,
Yeah,
he's a
but they're never
rap
good.
rapper.
But my point is, Vlad, like when they play, they're good. Not with Desmond Bane. Desmond Bane was kind of always he's Aquaman. He's not even a Robin. Like he's the extra part of the
He said, yes, he's a superhero,
He's a superhero, but
in terms of superhero, he's a bum superhero.
Yeah. They overpaid for Desmond Bane. I'm gonna say it. He's gonna drop 40 to that, honest, isn't he?
Oh, he's gonna put 50.
Hey, like you are notorious for this right here. What's the Desmond Bane over under?
Ooh, that's a good question. Let's see. I haven't even looked at props tonight.
Oh, I'm looking.
Let's see.
I mean, I know you only look at props for the Porpoise Pod or whatever.
Porpoise props.
Miami,
please.
Orlando.
Porpoise
props
props.
right here. Player props. Desmond Bane, 16.5.
Oh my goodness.
Last week.
Can you and can't you, like on the Hard Rock, you can bet what if he scores 25 points, right?
You can do player props to record 25.
He is actually
They don't actually have him listed. They only
Desmond Bane plus 475
for his 25 points.
Yep.
That's it right there.
Just because you want to.
But here's the problem. Here's the problem, though.
You're a nefarious creature. You know that?
Why?
Because you're just betting against the Heat because I
I'm
said
not.
something about Desmond. You are 25 points for Desmond Bane.
You do know that Orlando can't score either, right? Like they're just as bad as Miami in scoring.
Right.
Matter of fact, I might take the under in the total because both teams could hardly score.
I mean, like you. So last year the Heat would average 112,
110,
110,
Mhm.
and the average win
120
is 120.
Mhm.
So, just out of curiosity, Tobin,
I'm
I'll
actually
ask you
kind of
this.
looking at.
Where the Heat gonna get 10 more points from with Tyler out?
Well, they got Norman Powell. I don't know if you heard.
Did they score 120 at all this preseason?
I don't remember. They did the last game. The last game was like because they lost like 140 to like 125.
Well, that don't count. Luda and the Riot stats don't count.
Well, but they did. You guys, did they score?
All
or did
right.
they not score?
Here we go. First preseason game, they lost 126 to 118 to Orlando.
Uh-huh.
Second preseason
No guards
game,
in that game, by the way. Everybody was hurt.
Second preseason game, they lost to the Bucks 103 to 93.
That was a stinker.
Third
93.
preseason game, Kel'el Ware had a great game, but they lost to the Spurs 112 to 107. Fourth game of the preseason against the same Orlando Magic, they lost 120 to 104. Fifth preseason game, they lost to the Atlanta Hawks 119 to 118.
Close.
And in the last preseason game, they lost 141 to 125.
So my question to you is this, Tobin. If
Yep.
the average win score is 120,
Okay.
where we getting those extra points?
Okay. Well, first of all, they're not taking on like the prime Pacers night. Like they're taking on a team that scored less than them last year.
Yeah.
Who has Desmond Bane? Who's good? Hey, I'm not saying he's not a good player. I'm just saying
I would say my hope is that Desmond Bane and Powell just even each other out. And now you're just back to
but to
all
support,
the other guys. Huh?
What Leroy said.
Mm-hmm.
In 4 of the 5 preseason games, you scored
before
under
the 5
120.
preseason games, like the guys play 18 minutes. Like Norman Powell's playing 8. We're judging a game that he's gonna play. He's gonna play 35 minutes tonight, as opposed to half of that. Like, what are we judging it off of?
Okay. Desmond Bane over 25.
See,
Yeah, you really taking that, huh? You putting money on
good.
that, huh?
Good for you.
What?
Good for you.
I just think that
good for you.
When they have a team who hasn't scored and they have somebody who can come in and score, they're gonna say go score.
Okay.
That don't mean they're gonna win. I just think that he's gonna, especially those first couple of games out, he's gonna try to get some points because they haven't had scoring.
Okay.
And then you think the Heat roll him?
I just don't like your. I don't like your methods. I don't
What
like
do
your
you mean?
methods.
That's reasonable methods.
It's not reasonable.
What's okay? You give
Not
me
reasonable.
you give me a reasonable idea of what's going to happen tonight.
No, I just think that you're betting it. You
Then
just. I say a couple things about Desmond Bane, and all of a sudden you were like, "Oh, I'm going to go bet his overs." I see what you're doing.
No, I would have said it whether you said anything about Desmond Bane or not.
You definitely would not have, dude.
Yes, I would.
Okay.
Then okay. What do you think is going to happen?
What do I think is going to happen?
Yeah.
I think off night's going to happen on an off night. Shut down city from Davion Mitchell.
Okay.
Who's going to shut down Paolo?
I don't know if you've heard. We got one of the best defenders in the league. His name's Bam Adebayo.
I remember Paolo giving him 30.
And who's got Franz?
I remember Bam Adebayo hitting a game winner over Paolo. They've had some good battles.
Okay.
I remember him shutting him down at the buzzer too. So that's good. That's good that he got one. Good for him.
Who's gonna stop the German Ruger?
I don't know if you did. Have I not talked about the Super Cup enough? Have you guys not been paying attention? I think this is like it's insulting. It's really insulting.
Do you understand?
Did he not say don't mention the Super Cup or anything Europe?
Wait,
I don't know like what we're doing here. Did we
do
not
you
like
understand sometimes why you want to just choke him or pinch his cheeks? I can't figure out what the hell, which way to go at this man.
No, you guys, I didn't realize I was doing a show with the two Orlando Magic fanatics, like Locked On Magic over here.
No,
you know Wagner is German for bricks, right?
LOM.
He said Wagner is German for bricks.
Uns kannst du three ball, uns.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a little too much before his older brother comes in and wipes out your whole front court.
We'll take a break. Basketball is back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Rock the Ocean's iconic music festival Tortuga returns to Fort Lauderdale Beach next April with Post Malone, Riley Green, Kenny Chesney, and way more. And we're giving you a chance to win 3-day passes for you and a friend. To enter, go to the contest page at WQAM.com and register now. Let's get to 15 minutes of Game Day Uncensored here, brought to you by the Lexus TX. Room for all your passions and 3 rows of luxurious comfort. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer. The Dolphins, of course, stink. And right now are mired in a just a terrible season. I mean,
we ain't even get... Like, you know what sucks? Here's why I'm hating life right now. Because when baseball started, I said, just get me to the start of football. And they did a masterful job.
Oh, they got you more than that.
You're right. Exactly. Got my interest the last week of the season. Right? Hockey was hockey. Right? We had just gotten, basketball, was whatever, but I just needed baseball to get me to the start of football in any capacity. And they did that. Then football started.
Oof.
I'm like, man, just get me to hockey. Like, I keep saying this. But like I think the problem is with the Dolphins as of right now. This team was put together poorly, right? Every good football team, go look at all the teams leading their division or whatever. You always start with offense and defensive line, right? The anomaly in that is Tampa, whose offensive line has struggled a little bit. But other than that, everybody has a solid offense and solid defensive line. The fact of the matter is that we still trying to figure out if Jalen Hurts is an NFL quarterback. Because every time they get one of those stretches, they want to, he ain't the guy. And he done been to 2 Super Bowls. So offense and defensive line. Teams that have built from the outside in always end up in the spot that we're in right now. That teams are pushing you around, taking advantage of you, shoving you in the backfield on defense, right? Pushing you down the field on their offense, right? And it starts there. So I don't understand. When we look at all these good football teams, and when you talk about their best players, you always talk about the offensive defense. Man, they got a good all line. Man, that defense is stout, right? We say that all the time. Not with this team. From the beginning of its inception, all we've been talking about is how fast they are. How fast they are. Look how fast. Look at what they can do. Look at this. Look at that. Well, guess what? In December, in January, and going into the Super Bowl, look at the teams who are there. And football.
Here's the thing. It's even more depressing than that, though, because like even at their peak with this build, which was definitely flawed, we all realize that now. With the talent they had, they took care of teams that were on the bottom of the barrel. They couldn't beat the teams that were built for the playoffs. They can't beat anybody now. Like that's how.
Right.
That's
you know why?
That's
Let
how.
me tell you why.
I know they have no talent.
No, if you look at all those teams who they were beating the hell out of when it all started, they all went out and built offense and defensive lines. All of them.
I mean, even theirs was built better back then. Like the thing is that the trenches have even gotten worse over the years.
Correct.
Correct. Like,
with the people you brought in, with the people you let go.
Yeah, like they've had wins against like the Lions back in 22. But like 22 is like ancient history now. It's like not even. By the way, Darren Waller has been placed on IR. That's great. That just came across.
What?
Yep.
Come on, man. Once you hear
pec injury,
yeah, you already know that's at least 4 to 6 weeks.
The Dolphins have signed Greg Dulcich to the active roster.
Greg Olson, I thought he retired.
No,
Greg Dulcich.
Dulcich.
Dulcich de leche.
I was getting ready to say the same damn thing,
I like
which is
Dulcich
crazy.
That's good.
So wait a minute. So now
Ooh, Julian Hill.
our tight end hopes and dreams
The odds
are Tanner Connor and Julian Hill.
Ooh,
Julian Hill's. I will not take besmirchment on Julian Hill. He's come through with a couple catches a game for 17 yards.
Dude, give yourself a -1 for even suggesting.
Fair enough.
That this team is going to rely on Julian Hill
or propaganda.
I don't know, man. It just seems like here. Can we be honest about this? I've talked about this in the past about being ready for December and January football and how the type of football you have to play.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we surprised that how this team was built is now catching up to them? And maybe because it went so bad so quick.
Well, I think the quarterback playing his worst football hasn't helped.
That helped. That doesn't help. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
That's not been great. Not being able to take care of the football any game on top of not being able to stop anybody.
Well, you're right.
I believe they call that a recipe for disaster.
It's not a recipe. You ain't even like recipe. You just collecting ingredients, and all them ingredients say turnovers, penalties, right? Ingredients. What are you cooking? A L. What are you cooking with these ingredients? A L. Turnovers, sacks, not being able to run the ball, not being able to stop a nosebleed. That's all the ingredients for blowout.
Jeez. Not great, dude. Not great. Hey, Sports Talk on WQAM. Presented by Paramount Plus. You can't count on much these days, but you can always count on Sundays at the NFL. I mean, you get to watch it on CBS and Paramount Plus. Harlan's on this week. Not that
Yeah, but how many yards Bijan gonna run for?
He's got Bijan.
How many yards he gonna run for on that fast turf?
As many as he wants.
280.
Because I seen him go for 78, and he looked like he was the only one on that 78-yarder running.
Watch your local NFL game live every Sunday all season long. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today. Rats Off a Ship is next. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Take you guys up until 2 here on the show. Oh, hello, Jennifer.
Hello, Jennifer.
Hello, guys. How you doing?
Good. What do you got today for Rats Off a Ship?
All right. First off, we have Dave Portney saying Brad Marchand's winning 1 cup in Boston is better than winning 20 in Florida.
Who said that?
The guy from Barstools?
Portnoy?
Yeah.
I like that you called him Portney, though. He doesn't deserve to have his name right.
I don't even know what I said, to be honest.
I thought she said Portly.
No.
He is Portly.
Even though you would love to hear that.
Yeah, I'm Rats Off a Ship. That sounds like loser talk from a loser franchise that hasn't won a cup in 10 years. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
That's exactly the way they said.
Rust on your names?
That's exactly the way I picture it happening, because Patriots fans said we won a championship in down here when Tom Brady won it in Tampa.
I don't deny that Boston has passionate fans, and good for them, right? You know, but here's the thing, dude. Portnoy, he said in his aftermath why he got emotional was because of his kids. His kids could have been wearing Anaheim Ducks jerseys as babies, and he was going to cry. Like, it didn't matter. You don't matter anymore, dude. If you wanted him and you loved him so much, why'd you let him go? And if he loved you so much, by my count, he was a free agent. He could have gone back. It was even rumored. Oh, but he signed a discount because you want to know what's better than winning 1 cup in Boston? Winning just 2 in Florida, because 2 is more than 1, dum-dum. And when you're part of a three-peat, that's forever.
Rats Off a Ship.
Dumbass Sully and Murphs. Our cups mean the more. They mean so much. They're
Rats
like
Off a Ship. That's loser behavior.
2 cups, 1 Sully.
That's loser behavior.
Fantasy football team name.
Great. I'm so glad that your rusty cup means so much. Come and visit it again in June.
And I especially hate when people celebrate when a guy leaves and then all of a sudden want to claim him when he wins somewhere else. No, I'm out on that.
Jennifer, your Rats?
They're definitely off the ship. That's loser behavior.
What about you, Vlad?
Yeah, get over it, man. That's right. I'm Rats Off a Ship on that. Come on, man. Stop being jilted by your ex, man.
Yeah.
Get over it.
Go root for Pasta and Swayman, dude.
Now I will say
Drake May.
the way they treated him when he got back was kind of goosies.
It was nice, but it's like, nice. You know, you put more value. Oh, our cup means more. No, it doesn't actually. It doesn't. You wish it did, but it doesn't. You know what means more? Ruining any chance you guys had being an elite hockey team. Making Boston hockey irrelevant. That actually means more. Being an 8 seed, coming back from 3-1, and ending anything you cared about on the ice. That's what you get. Go watch Disney on Ice, because that's the only thing that's going to mean anything in Boston hockey anymore, or Boston on Ice.
How would that even work? Boston on ice?
Don't. Just let it go.
Let's go look at our memories. They mean so much more than what's happening right now.
-1.
Idiots.
Hey,
What?
Tobes, that was a bit of a reach, my man.
You guys on my side or not?
I'm on your side.
We're on your side, but when
we all Rats Off a Ship, but you don't think you went too far with the?
Kind of like it when he goes too far.
I'll never
don't
not
say
stop
that.
going too far.
All right, I got you.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, we all Rats Off a Ship. You have to go that.
Fam,
We're all
You know what
same
you
team.
did? You know what you did, Tobin?
We're already on the lifeboat already.
At the end,
We're waiting
wait,
for you.
You know what Tobin did? Tobin pulled the tour. So we already agree with him. We all Rats Off a Ship, but he had to go that extra thing. Say that extra thing, and then
So dumb. Anyway, what else we got for Rats Off a Ship, Jennifer?
Well, would you guys like to hear from Mike McDaniel and his relationship between him and Tua?
I actually would like to hear where because I think they hate each other now.
Count.
How are things right now between you and Tua?
Well, I would say we had a great hour and a half meeting yesterday. We had a great hour meeting the day before. As Tua and I have always operated, I think there's zero uncertainty with Tua on my conviction in him and my belief in him. So I think we're both very, very eager to do better at our jobs. And we're both very committed and trusting of each other to respond to what is necessary for the team to do better.
Okay. That was 10.
Yeesh.
Now, in this hour and a half meeting with Tua,
yeah,
who talked longer?
McDaniel.
I think Tua's talking later. I guess we'll find out from him.
Because, like, I bet if Tua's listening to what McDaniel's saying, he's definitely not. He's like wandering off.
So here's the thing. Before we read into it too much, that's every coach, every coordinator, every play caller, every quarterback, right? They have that meeting once a week anyway. Remember they used to show the meeting with Tom Brady and Bill Belichick?
So what you're saying is he just reported his obligations.
Not necessarily obligations, but just things that are the normal process of game prep.
Then I'm rats off a ship. I think they hate each other. I think it's over between those two.
I don't think they hate each other. First of all, hey, can I be honest?
They're very frustrated with each other.
I think that they're both too unaware of the situation to hate one another. You see what I'm saying?
I think that Tua
because they're both trying to they're trying to say the right things and do the right things and all this, that they ain't really got time for feelings.
I think what happens is they sit down at that meeting and they're going to sit here and go, lunchtime. What do you want to get for our lunch, Tua? Whatever you want, Mike.
Peanut butter jelly.
What do you want? What do you want, Mike? Whatever you want, dude.
Well, I don't eat meals per se. I'm more of a snack guy.
Yeah, he's got his jerky there.
I would flip the table.
Dude, I have never. I think I've eaten a piece of jerky once. One time.
Where are your rats?
I'm rats off ship of the whole conversation. We having a lot of conversations about this team because they losing, and a lot of the conversations about things that normally happen. Like it's not a new thing, right? The offensive coordinator or the play caller always has meetings with the quarterback. So what do you like in this situation? What do you like in this situation? Or what have you? Or can we do this? Or why are we doing this? Or watch out for the protection here or there. They have these conversations all the time. Which, by the way, I will say this. With that meeting, right, I can understand why Tua has meetings with offensive players after that. You see what I mean? To kind of get everything in order. So it's a normal process that's been blown out of proportion because of their record.
And their words.
Okay. Well, I mean, to be honest with you, if everybody didn't say anything, then people would complain about them not talking.
I don't think so.
Yes, they would. Yes, they would. If Mike McDaniel said, look, I'm not talking. It serves no purpose.
I think we would give him a standing ovation.
No. You know what the people in that room would say? Well, you're obligated to talk to us, Mike.
He's not obligated to give him a certain. There's not a quota of words. Trust me when I tell you, he's giving them bonus syllables every single time he steps.
You know what we call that back home? Lanyap.
Why?
Extra.
Oh.
Is that what it's?
Bonus.
Interesting. There's a restaurant here in Miami that's called that.
Yeah.
Where are your rats, Jennifer?
I'm so rats off a ship. I'm so over them.
Like, he could be giving you some of the best news ever, but the fact that he's doing it, we probably rats off a ship, right?
Yeah. You know, I would love to put a muzzle on.
I would love that. Can I do it?
You know, I would love to put a muzzle on.
You take it easy.
No.
Vlad, where are your rats?
I've been off this ship.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Rats off a ship.
So Vlad, real quick, how you feel about your coach?
I will say this real quickly. I was upset with the way of the handling of the game this past Sunday, but the owner coming out yesterday and pretty much giving him a vote of confidence, I respected that because, you know, you don't want somebody getting fired in their first season 0-7, and especially if you know they weren't really dealt a good hand. So him having the coaches back was okay. I'm not upset with him calling out the starting quarterback. This is his third team, and he's been given many opportunities to prove his worth, and he hasn't been able to. So I can understand that. I knew going into this season there was no expectations. I just didn't feel like we're going to be 0-7 and like that.
Especially after you started that season scoring all them points.
After you saw those points, you're like, oh my God, if this is like a preview of like of what could be this season, you're seeing steps of progression. You don't see that now. So, yeah. But I give Woody credit for giving the coach, a first-year coach, vote of confidence.
Sometimes you don't want the vote of confidence.
I understand that too, but it would have been weird because you could be looked upon weird. As much as we want firings and people to be let go, it's still a fraternity. So the way you treat people in letting them go is going to be perceived in very closely by other athletes, agents, right? Like I'm not.
Yeah.
You know, look how you treat others when you're letting them go.
Give us one more, Jennifer.
How do you feel about the Pro Bowl being moved to the week of the Super Bowl with flag football games and a skills competition?
Just rats off a ship. Just like, just do the Pro Bowl like you used to do, or don't do it. I'm sick of them trying to change all-star games all over the place. You know who doesn't change the all-star game? Like baseball. It's baseball. The only thing they ever did once was like put stakes on it, which you didn't need to do because it's a baseball game. All these competitions, they're going to do world versus American in the NBA, and it's going to suck too because no one's going to try. And so either just give them the honor, and that's it, or go back to a regular football game. I'm not here to watch guts. This isn't Nickelodeon.
You're here to watch guts?
Yeah, you remember that? Do you have it? Guts.
I know that's
guts.
You remember the theme song?
Oh, who couldn't? Watch a guts marathon on Nickelodeon? Anyway, rats off a ship.
He would.
I've had enough.
Rats off a ship.
Jennifer?
Same. I'm rats off a ship.
Rats off a ship.
Vlad?
I've been rats off a ship on the Pro Bowl for a long time. Bring that thing back to Hawaii.
Same, exactly, dude. When they brought it here, it was over.
It was done. When they brought it to Orlando.
Yeah. Well, they did it here too. And
that was one of the perks of being in the Pro Bowl. Was the trip to Hawaii, being on staying in a hotel and just walking outside to practice.
And what was great, you could bring your family, and that would be like, look, I know I've been gone for 4 months, so here's this trip to Hawaii. All paid for by the league, saying thank you for being a great support that you needed to be for us this whole season. Now you can't do that.
That is rats off a ship. Take a break. Final hour coming on up. Back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Take you guys up until 2. Let's get to our headlines this hour. Brought to you by Doral Kia, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com. We got Miami Heat season starting tonight. Heat take on the Orlando Magic tonight at 7 o'clock. That's a 5:45 pregame coverage starting with preheat. So Lana and Tommy Tig will get you ready for all the action. No Kaspers Yakachonis tonight. He's recovering from a groin injury. Tyler Herro, of course, on the mend from foot surgery. The big question mark today is Kel'el Ware. He went through morning shoot-around. So he is currently a game-time decision for the Miami Heat. I was reading in Anthony Chang in the Miami Herald's article that apparently went up for a layup, landed on it wrong, and they had it looked at, but he did go through warm-ups. It's a game-time decision. So we'll see.
Great start.
Great start. It's awesome. Not like they're the biggest team in the league or anything. It's all good. It's all good. The Heat also, by the way, did not come to an extension with Tyler Herro this week. This was Erik Spoelstra's comments on that.
Really, my relationship is to bring Tyler back into the mix, with the team. We need him. The business part of it, that's between Tyler's agent and our front office. I'm encouraged by the progress he's been making from a health standpoint. And we'll just keep on moving forward. I think he sees the possibilities with our group. We also want to be smart about it because, he's a guy that loves to work and he wants to be back out there.
There you go. That was Spo yesterday after practice. On that, Tyler, they had until Monday at midnight to come to an extension. They did not. The Heat reportedly did not even make a firm offer on it. They can go back to the table in July. So, not a surprise.
Is that the most pressing issue right now?
Definitely not. I mean, he has got this year and next year on his deal, but it was the window. The window was just that start of October to October 20th.
I mean, has he? I would say in Pat's hands, he has to be more available, right?
Definitely.
But I think now we need to get out of the habit of just giving Max because Max is due.
Agreed.
And live with it. You know what I mean? And I think that the more you do that, and if a guy's worthy of a extension, you give it to him. But if he isn't, don't give an extension just because he can get maxed out.
It's one of these things too. You gotta be smart with who they give the money to. I was reading that this is the fewest rookie extensions they've given out in a while, just because everybody's terrified of the aprons and these. The money's crazy right now in the NBA, and no agent is pleased with. Hey, my guy made $20 million over 4 years. That's life changing. It's like, no, I got to get my guy. I got to get my rookie the max. If he doesn't get the max, it's a slap in the face.
Well, let's think about it this way. You're slotted as a draft pick, right? Yep. And so there's not a whole bunch of negotiating. Where the negotiating comes in, and there really isn't much then, is in that second contract. And now, if you're slotted for your first 4 years and your agent doesn't get you an extension before 4 years, why were you paying him? So there's a lot of that going on, that they want to get the extension early, because otherwise, if you're slotted for your first 4 years is what you're going to make, and then you get to the end of your first deal and you get maxed out, what did your agent do? So there's that. I get it. They have to do a lot of work for some of these players. I get it. But if you look at a guy like SGA, right? Max, right? Like, what needs to be negotiated?
And everybody off a championship too. Like, you're going to be like, just like it's the same thing with the Butler stuff. Like he got off finals runs max. Like extensions were done. They weren't they weren't negotiated. There's like, yeah, everybody when you're winning, you feel easier about giving out money than you do when you're trying to figure out how can you build a team to win. That's where things get
interesting. I would say with the Panthers, there's probably a lot of agents that said we could get more money somewhere else.
Yes.
Right? So
that's Bill Zito's trick, though. He goes, come on, baby. He does it like right at 11. He goes, Bennett. He goes, that's legally binding, Bennett. You just agreed to an extension on stage. He goes, you can't sign me to a contract extension when there's cheeks around. Damage is done. You're in.
Let's not forget all of the liquor.
Yeah. By the way, the Panthers win last night 4-3. Here was the call if you missed it from Reagans.
Forsling, outlet, Bennett, right side room, top of the right circle, pulls up in front for Hagee, shot, he rang it off the post, bouncer, and they score! They score! It went off the post. It looked like it went off a Bruin and in, and the Panthers have taken a 4-3 lead with 25.7 seconds to play. Verhaeghe ripped it off the iron. It took a bounce, and it looked like it went off a Bruin and in, and that's exactly what happened. Off the post, off peak, past Swayman, and the Panthers regain the lead 4-3 with 25.7 seconds to play.
Tell you what, that Doug Plagans, he's got a good pair of eyes on him because I didn't know what the hell was going on in that game when I was like, where did that come off of? How did we score?
I know. Because he's like kind of I'm like, whoa, what happened?
It was great. What a game. I went from very squeaky cheeks to relaxed buns in a second.
Now, question, without seeing the clock, was that the longest 25 seconds you ever been through?
Oh, dude, let me tell you something right now. I had just gotten done.
I was going 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3. I'm like, I got to 30.
There was some chicanery going on in sports last night, and it's tough not to look at it. It was like you go out there and you're like, hey, the Panthers just took the lead. And then all of a sudden, the clock doesn't work. What are we talking about here? Is this 1994? You're telling me that the technology we have today, those idiots can't get their clock to start? Very fishy.
I got another one in sports. You ready? KD pulling the SPO.
Dude, that was nothing. These guys were like, oh, we didn't see it.
He did like this. And then Shangoon covered him up.
Yeah, it's like, we didn't see it. Okay, well, SJ's like, yeah, you didn't hear him say timeout? It could have been anybody. What? What are you talking about, dude? Well, that's the only thing is I guess they can plead ignorance and look away. They don't want to make anybody look a fool. And again, it was a great game. I guess you don't want the game to end like that. But come on, dude. That was so obvious.
The only reason why I could say that he might not have seen it is because he was holding the ball and doing timeout at the same time.
He was looking around.
Nah, there was a ref right next to him, Leroy.
He's like, beep, beep. All right. He was like, but he was wondering why nobody was giving him timeout. He was confused.
Good job by the ref saving a superstar's ass.
I wasn't a good job. I wanted Spo to get that stink off
and
him.
then the other part, you see when they went to KD on the sideline, he was smiling like, "Ooh."
He didn't get away from that foul.
SGA got his revenge.
Oh my goodness, he got him with the old. He did that. Look, Vlad, he did this to him.
He just gave him the eyebrow face.
Yeah,
because KD was doing a good job. It was funny if you look at the defensive stance. It was such an old man, like a tall old man stance. So he just like this. He was just using his reach.
Yeah, he ain't wide on. He
didn't wide off. He was just doing this. So SGA being, very crafty, he just gave him an eyebrow fake, and then boom, like
and then KD.
We're old.
He tried to stop because he couldn't stop that body.
I don't like how flexible SGA is. Like he moves like jelly. It's crazy. I'm like, how does he? What? He's
You
he's
know
like
what it is?
it's
He's stronger than you think he is.
he's so like strong but limber.
You know what I
Like
like?
he
I
just
like
pulls back the limbs like.
I'm a big fan of the shoulder push off, the vet move where you get that shoulder into him, so you don't really push off, but you push off. He's great at that.
He's so crafty, bro.
Yeah. And then he looks like he does the little quick shot, like
Yep.
he don't hold it.
Yeah, he's.
I'm
he's
telling
got
you
all-
what, that if that's what the NBA is going to be this year,
Hmm?
holy smokes! The Western Conference is. I
It's
mean,
the SEC.
No, it's great.
It's the SEC of basketball.
They did.
Yeah.
They were like Eastern Conference. Put you on opening night? No.
I mean, holy smokes! It like the depth. What they go 10 deep for 8 spots?
It's very impressive.
Yeah. And we can't. Can you name 10 teams that are going to be in the play-in and in the playoffs for the East?
Yeah, this is pretty easy to.
You can name teams, but I don't know how many you think they can actually beat. OKC
Right, but that's
and
what I'm
Denver.
saying.
Some Dolphins news last hour. If you're just tuning in, Darren Waller has been placed on injured reserve. So
Really?
thank you for the awesome games, Darren Waller. If this is the last you play this year, again, apologies. You came back. You were awesome. I'm sorry that it was on this bum team. Appreciate you. And what can we say? This is quite literally the year from hell. We'll take a break. Back with more for this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Get to a little 15 minutes of Game Day Uncensored here, brought to you by the Lexus TX. Room for all your passions in 3 rows of luxurious comfort. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer. Game Day Uncensored will come your way 9 a.m. this Sunday.
Man, what's up?
You don't cry now. You crying now?
Oh no!
How about in 3 weeks?
What's in 3 weeks? Oh, the Spain game?
When you got to be here at 5:30 in the morning for a 1-12 team.
Can't they cancel it? Like, can't Spain be like, hey,
I'm not going to hold you.
We don't want you.
If I'm Boss Ross, I don't know if I want to be sending Mike McDaniel to an all-expense paid trip to Spain.
Is he going to make him wait till the
You know, they get, I think the teams that go over there get a nice little fat check.
Do they?
Well, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be getting
what if the country rejects us?
They don't know. They don't know how bad the Dolphins are. They just know it's the Dolphins.
No, they do.
I mean, they know what the record is, but
apparently that's the reason why the game is being played in Madrid. Miami's the number 1 team, the NFL team in Madrid.
You think they're also upset with Mike McDaniel over there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Except in Spanish.
Which is worse, to be quite honest.
Yeah, they speak with passion. So I don't know what none of it means, but I bet you it's cuss words.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. By the way, speaking of the Commanders, Jaden Daniels is going to miss this week with the hamstring injury. So Marcus Mariota.
It's weird that he pulled the hammy. He pulled the hammy, and it didn't even look like, that was a hammy injury.
That look, yeah. He's making up for the fact that his other leg is messed up, so the hammy probably snapped.
Man.
And he's slight.
He's a skinny dude. He's kind of built like Randall Cunningham. But I think even Randall Cunningham was thicker than him. That dude used to throw the hardest ball ever. Only one person threw the ball harder than him. Jeff George. And that was because the ball didn't spin. Like, he threw a perfect spiral, but it didn't spiral. You could see strings. You could read it while it was coming at you like a missile. When it's spinning, it's easier to catch with your hands because it kind of rotates.
Yeah, it's been a tough year for him. It's
not even 2 months into it.
I know. Then you got to go to Marcus Mariota.
Can we talk about the Canes? You can't get. Marcus Mariota. He's a decent backup. He ain't gonna do what Jaden Daniels does, but
no, definitely not. Yeah, we can talk about the Canes. What do you?
No, I'm just tired. Like, I'm so frustrated.
They're 30-point favorites this week.
Yeah,
against Stanford. Stanford just beat FSU, and
Stanford beating FSU screws up the strength of Miami's schedule.
Yeah, it doesn't help. It doesn't help. None of these guys have helped. But that's their fault with the Canes. Like, they knew that they had to take care of business in the conference. That's the thing. I think the thing that you look for this week is, one, can you get the run game back going?
Can you keep your poise?
2 weeks.
Can you keep your poise? Way too many penalties. Mm-hmm. Like, if you just eliminate, they had over 100 yards worth of penalties. If you just take half of those, the game is totally different. Just that. Forget about what happened at the end. Forget about the 4 picks, right? If you take away half of those penalties, I know you can't, but I'm just saying, if you take away half of those penalties, that means the free first downs, you get a big gain and you get called back. Them penalties putting you behind the chains, right? If you just eliminate half of those, this game has a different look. And I don't understand. I think because a lot of times penalties are from being in bad position, right? So if you get beat on a double move and you're a defensive back, the first thing you think of is grab because he's getting ready to run by you. Same thing with the protection. Same thing with a lot of things. I think that because of those penalties, you underestimated Louisville's defense and their run game. You see what I mean? So that you put yourself in bad situations just making assumptions about who this team was.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, there were some bad penalties for sure, but I just don't think you could ignore like four chances to score ending in them getting the ball.
Right.
Like,
absolutely.
I don't know, man. Like, honestly,
Absolutely.
you take away if he has 2 picks, it's a completely different game.
Right.
To be in that
I would
spot.
say
Like, I
also,
you know, you hate to put it on one guy, but that's a very much a weight of Carson Beck blowing that game.
he looked like he was just taking chances that he wouldn't normally take, right? Or just chucking the ball deep.
Yeah,
I
kind
can
of feel like
understand
he's
if
trying
it
to
was
prove
third and 20. Third and 20, that's good as a punt.
Right.
But it was like 1st and 10, 2nd and 5. Like, you know, all situations that, you know, the check down would have been good enough.
Yeah, you wonder if there's a little of him like trying to prove a point, because obviously, like, Carson Beck came here, he wants to get the Cam Ward rub. He's got some good weapons, and you know wants to show some things, and you know like feels like he could take those risks because he's got really talented guys. But man, he was just putting it in some dangerous zones.
You know what you should have thought about showing? Dubs.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? Like, listen. And it goes to what Philly said. Y'all can complain about how we play, but we win it. You know, and a coach would always say this. When you put your own goals in front of the team's goals, it looks like that, right? Seemed like he wanted to make big plays. He wanted to, you know, for whatever reason, it hurt the team.
By the way, Vlad just coming in from Shams. Cat has been downgraded to doubtful for tonight.
Okay.
They don't say reason why though. I don't know what he's. If he's
Grandma
been doing
arms.
I don't know, man. I don't know. All of a sudden, you know, guys they went to Abu Dhabi, they were playing, and all of a sudden, once they returned from Abu Dhabi,
that was like that Mexico City trip last year. Got the heat.
I don't know.
Well, it got one guy all year.
Yeah.
Oh, he had bubble guts.
He had bubble guts for 4 months. Dude, take a Tums, some Imodium or something.
I don't know what happened.
Like that level of bubble guts, I would never leave the house.
Like tonight's game between
Can't
the
risk
Cavs
it.
and Knicks, there's a lot of guys missing. Like Max Strus is missing.
Yep.
Darius Garland.
Him and that hair.
If
Really
his hair
thinks
looks
he's something.
better-
Can't get over the hair, man.
Why should I? He really thinks he's something with that hair. He's changed.
Just ignore him and move on.
I'm not gonna ignore him. I'm not gonna unfollow a man over his hair. I mean, that seems a little petty, but I mean, it's just a bit much.
I mean,
that
a little petty.
What?
That's the world in which you live,
I
King
have nothing
Petty.
against Max Strus. I like Max Strus. He's a fine man.
You have things against Max Strus.
Yeah, I
Number one
definitely
being
don't.
his hair.
I think everybody, his friends would tell him he looks like he's a little full of himself with that hair.
I don't know. I think that Gabe Vincent is his number one hype man in his comments.
Yeah, he's not hyping him. He's making fun of him. He calls him Mr. Earl Essence.
What are you doing?
What?
What are you doing? If
What
the
do you mean, what
Dolphins
am I
got
doing?
you lashing out. All of a
I'm not
sudden.
lashing out. I have nothing against Max Strus. It's just he's a little bit much with the hair. Guys out here like
You're
feathers.
just upset you can't grow that kind of luscious hair.
Oh, now I can't grow hair. I can tell you one thing. Listen, you guys can talk about my facial hair. If I wanted to grow,
Oh,
luscious hair-
okay. So we're right then.
Dude, I ain't even. I've never seen you with essence of hair on your face.
I've never seen you with essence of hair on your head.
Yeah, but I admit I can't grow hair on my head, not
Nothing
on
to
the
admit.
top.
It's looking especially clean this morning, Leroy.
I shave on Tuesday.
Look at that.
Same.
I
I
shave
shaved right before the show here, actually, in the hallway bathroom.
I'm gonna go
Why?
check the
Why you
bathroom.
make it sound like you shaving like the black dude in Predator?
I'm telling.
Right? Like you got the.
Why does it always have to have some sort of sound effect?
That's how it is. Radio.
No, dude.
Theater of the
In
ears.
in order to show that you have facial hair,
Hmm?
your face should actually make the noise of stubble.
Not your mouth.
Yeah,
It
but
doesn't.
it's baby butt smooth right now because it just shaved like 2 segments ago.
Baby
know?
butt smooth. Jesus.
Yeah, just got here. Speaking of smooth, The Miami Heat. They debut tonight. If you guys missed it, we had a bevy of great guests at Media Day. So we'll bring you some of that, get you hyped up for tonight. Norman Powell, Bam Adebayo, Nico, Wiggins. Bring them to you coming up next. It is opening night, Miami Heat. Got that coming for you here today, 7 o'clock, 5:45 preheat. Solana, Tommy Tig, get you going. Jason Jackson, Amy Audibert with the call from Orlando, Heat and Magic. Want to let you know one more time, Rock and Roll Hall of Famers and members. Let me screw that. I screwed that up. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame members Rush just announced their 50-something tour, and we've got your chance for you to win tickets. You and a guest to fly away to see them at Madison Square Garden in New York City. The prize includes tickets to the show, round-trip airfare, and a 2-night hotel stay. To enter, go to WQAM.com. It's a national contest to get you in the mood for a little Heat action tonight. Give you a little montage of our best of from Miami Heat Media Day, joined by Norman Powell, Andrew Wiggins, Bam Adebayo, and Nikola Jović, dude. Here. How about this, ladies and gentlemen? Norman Powell stepping up to the show right now, as we're excited to have him join us for the first time here on Tobin and Leroy, as the Miami Heat making the deal for Norm this year from the LA Clippers. And he's already got my favorite Instagram page, Leroy, because he's just doing boxing all the time. He's in Vegas at the UFC Performance Center. Norm, who did the UFC
Wait,
thing
let me
first?
say this. He's a fight guy.
Yeah.
He's a fight guy. He does dirty boxing. He does he knows all the names. He can't speak English, but he can pronounce.
That's not
he can pronounce every fight name perfectly.
Nice.
So, Norm, who came up with working out at the UFC facility first? You or Kyle Lowry?
Oh my gosh, probably Kyle, because he was in Vegas before me.
Okay. I was wondering that. I was like, because we always would see Kyle there, and I was like, oh, Norm's doing that too. So that became your home Vegas. What led you out there?
Well, one, the taxes.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Financially, it was better. But I've always loved Vegas growing up. So being able to go out there and settle down and call that home has been amazing. It's super chill, it's low key from what other people think of just going on the strip and partying the whole time. When you're a resident there, it's definitely a different vibe and lifestyle.
What has been your first reaction to being in Miami, man? Like, what have been the first things that have popped out of you being down here?
I need bug spray. The humidity is crazy, so it brings out a bunch of mosquitoes and things like that. So, but it's been great. Just being here, meeting the guys, getting situated, getting the lay of the land. Everybody's been so welcoming. I'm just excited to get going. I'm excited for training camp. I'm excited for the year. I think we have a great opportunity ahead of us. I think we've got a great group of guys that are hungry and ready to prove themselves, especially the young guys. I think we have experience, top to bottom, from veterans, from me, Wiggs, Bam, who have been through it and know what it takes, and is ready to go out there and, be a team that people don't want to see, offensively and defensively. A team that's a top team in the East going into the playoffs.
Yeah, from your standpoint, I know you said when this initially happened, there was a bit of a shock to your system, but like, when did it settle in, like, that you were genuinely excited about the opportunity? Because you go from a team that was very good in LA and you're having an amazing year there, and now you have kind of this new thing in front of you. Did that take a minute to settle into your mind? And then, like, when did it go into excitement?
Yeah. The initial, just of what you said, you're coming off the best year of your career. You're talking to a team about contract extensions, and then you get traded. But I think the moment I got back, because I was traded in Venice when I was on vacation, when I got back during summer league, and my first weekday, Monday, for my workouts, Coach Sproul brought front office, coaching staff out there to watch my workouts, and that's when it like really officially like settled in, where it's like, I'm here, and hearing them and talking to them and just hearing them on the sidelines of me watching the workouts, and I'm going through my workouts, and they're talking about different things and excited. It was a great workout for me too, so that was a plus. But that's when it like kind of like hit me that I'm here, and there's a great opportunity in front of me, and they're excited to have me. And that's when the excitement really started to kick in.
The early talks with Spo, like what's kind of stood out to you, the plan that he's got for you, how fired up is he, and how fired up are you for what he's got for the table for you?
Super excited. One, to be finally playing under him and seeing him work and his approach to the game. Everybody that I know that have come through this Miami Heat organization has nothing but great things to say about Coach Spo and what he's able to do, his mindset, and just the way he's able to manipulate the game and put guys in position for them to succeed. I'm super excited about that. And then how he sees me alongside Tyler. I know that he's hurt, but being able to use both of us on both sides of the floor, one in one corner, one in the other corner, playing off each other, coming out that DHOs, catch and shoots, being able to be put in different positions to succeed. He definitely wants me focused on the defensive end as well. So I'm excited about being challenged on that side of things, but definitely opening up my offensive game and being aggressive, being a go-to guy, and guys playing, off of me, Bam and Wiggs. So it's more responsibility, but this is the responsibility that I've been looking forward to, and I told him that he can count on me in whatever situation he has me in. I'm ready for it.
Andrew Wiggins joining us here. What is what has the summer been like for you? Like, as far as it seemed like you got here, like a month ago to kind of settle in with the guys? Like, what has the process been like to know that you're going into a season with Miami?
Nah, I've been here most of the summer. I mean, I did little vacations here and there, went certain places, but for the most part, I was here, just getting me and my family situated, get my little girls in school and getting everything, situated so when the season pops off.
Being just around the building and seeing some of the young guys, any of their development you've been excited about, just even from the time you had with them last year to now?
Yeah, definitely for Kel'el Ware. I feel like he's a big talent,
Right.
very talented, and I feel like the future is really bright for him. I feel like he's in the perfect situation here with the people, the people care about him, they want to see him get better, so I feel like that's the most important thing. So with the mindset he has of just working hard and his talent, and plus this organization's way of just preparing guys and getting guys ready for, this level and the level above and keep going and going and going, I feel like the future is so bright for him. And I'm excited to see what he does this year.
Yeah, it was interesting because he had the summer where Spo had the pace that you want to play at the whole time. Like, what is that thing that when you get into the league, just knowing that you got to play all the time at that certain threshold for coaches to be satisfied? Like, what's that development like?
It's a build-up. It's a build-up. It's hard to do right when you get on the court. I mean, especially if you're new because you haven't done it before at this level. Some people just naturally slide right in and, get right to it. But this summer has been amazing. I've been there a lot this summer in the facility, and he's been there also. So just getting a chance to just watch him work out and just keep getting better and better, even putting on some size has been great.
Andrew Wiggins joining us here. What do you think about Norman Powell joining you guys? How excited are you about that?
I'm excited. I've been battling with him for years since he's on the Raptors, and I was in Minnesota. So it's been a long time. So it's good to finally be on the same squad and battle together. He had a hell of a year last year. I know he's only going to keep getting better and better. So he's a perfect fit for this team, and I'm very excited.
It feels like you guys got a lot of guys, just a lot of two-way talents that can give teams a lot of hell. Have you visualized what that can be for you guys?
Oh, for sure. On both sides of the floor, we have a lot of guys that can do a lot of different special things. So
it's going to be exciting, man. Andrew Wiggins, thanks for the time, man. We really appreciate you. Appreciate you stopping by. Nikola Jović sitting with us here. There's a possibility that you could start next to Bam. You flourished last year, kind of that 6 man before you broke your hand. So are you putting a lot of worry on that? Is it a goal of yours to start out of the gate? What do you want out of this year?
I want to start. I think I'm going into the camp, wanting to start. I'll fight for that spot. Did I play better last year off the bench? I did, and maybe it was easier for me, but the goal is to start. And the biggest goal for me is to finish the games. I feel like if you finish the game, that means coach really trusts you. But I'll give my best, and I'll make sure I try and be the starter for the start of the season. If not, I know I'll be a big threat of the bench. So I'm not really worried about that. It's more where I just want to fight for the spot.
You have such a unique skill set that you feel like you fill a lot of gaps on the team. But I also think that you're at this age where you also probably want to just take off and be a thing. So is that a tough balance in this league? Knowing hey, the Heat are all team, but you also ready to take off and have even more responsibilities of just like a focus thing on the team?
I mean, like you said, I always want to be like, okay, I want to be the guy. I want to take off and, do everything. But, I love to be realistic. So at this point, what I can do is just trying to be the better version than I was, let's say, last year before I got injured. And I know at certain points there'll be gaps will open where I can show flashes of something new and maybe then add it to my game.
Right.
But at this point, with this team, with the Bam, Tyler, Wiggs, Norm, who are great players, it's just not realistic for me to come out and try something new. And we're trying to win. So, I got to do what I know I can do.
Well, I know we talked to Goran Dragic on the show. Like, he's like, I expect big things out of Nico. Like, he sees something like that he feels like you're at that point where you could take off. Like, do you feel like that's that you're ready for that?
Yeah, I always feel that way. I always feel like I want to go out and be fucking nice. Like it just the last 2 years our records hasn't been great. We haven't played great in the playoffs, but I'll do my best to for this team to look better, and I'll really try and put everything I have, I always put everything I have to this game, my blood, sweat, tears, everything in this. So hopefully everything works out and I and this team look really good this year.
Nico, we appreciate it, man. Bam, no defensive teams last year, man.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
By the way.
What was your reaction to that?
I mean, we had a lot of turmoil and ups and downs throughout the season, so I understand, certain all-star factors. But when it comes to defense, we've had a top 10 defense in last 6 years?
Yeah.
So my point is that didn't change.
Right.
Me being on the court and off the court defensively, you can see how the number spikes. So my thing is, what's the criteria at this point? Do y'all just get tired of voting for me at this point? Is it voters fatigue? Because there's no way if we have a top 10 defense
that somebody
else gets over me and their team doesn't make the playoffs or they're last in their conference. Like that, you're just voting for somebody because you're like, oh, well, like he's up and coming. And it's like, I get that, but if it isn't top 10 or better, then how do you technically put them?
He ain't changing the game.
It was weird hearing the whole national narrative on you because you basically had like 2 weird months around the rim where like you just couldn't get bunnies to drop. It was
just
strange.
wouldn't fall.
It wouldn't fall. And then we saw the 3-point element that you added, which you did take the jump like you said you would. So do you feel like I know the season wasn't up to your guys' standard. I'm just talking personally. Like, did you feel like it rounded into where you wanted it to, or do you feel like there are things that you want to get better on both ends, I guess, just as it comes to a whole?
I mean, every season I want to be better at something. Obviously, being more consistent from the 3. Everybody's obsessed with this at this point, which is hilarious. But also getting us to a top 5 defense. At that point, I'll be probably considered for first team all defense again, or maybe DPOY. The criteria moves a lot.
Is that the most frustrating thing? Because other players in the league or people that know basketball can watch and see what you do, or when teams game plan for you defensively and try to get you into other situations that you thinking, everybody else in the league know they got to contend with me, and I can't get voted for nothing. Like, why don't you just ask who's voting on this?
And that's why I would much rather, if it was up to me, like I love media votes, but I would also want the player votes.
Because you're playing against them
because
guys.
you're playing against me. And it's a lot of guys that's been in that box before. For me, man, it's just I think it's becoming a political thing at this point. Like now it's more so like who can talk themselves into DPOY or what team is winning right now. So
we ain't gonna mention no name.
What team is winning right now? So we can ride that wave as media. Like like that to me is not. That's not how you pick the DPOY, obviously. But it'll shift at some point. You know, we were number one at one point in two or three seasons ago, and nobody really knew because we weren't talked about in the media realm. So it's like, when you have things like that happening, it's like you kind of see it from the outside looking in, and you know, having somebody UD now being a part of the media, you know, you hear the other side of it now.
Right. Him and D Wade, that Amazon team.
Yeah, because I used to wonder what the inside of the studios was like when I was like, how do y'all not put me up there? And I'm like, it's not a lot of centers that you can be like, all right, in a playoff game, we're gonna start you on Jason Tatum.
Right.
I don't know a lot of people that are gonna put their centers on Jason Tatum. That's just my take for things. I don't see a lot of people do it. But then also I can go from guarding Jason Tatum to guarding Nikola Jović.
Right.
Not a lot of people that versatile.
But from a team perspective, like Leroy mentioned, not what you guys' standard is. Like, how did you reflect on this whole year? And I guess getting back, because I know how competitive you are. You want to, you know, get to the absolute top of what the organization's standards are. So how hard was sitting on what last year was, and then I guess what's your excitement about this level and this year?
Man, just mentally it took a toll, you know, for all of us throughout the season. It was just, you know, it feel like you take 3 steps forwards and it's 4 steps back.
Right.
3 steps forward, 4 steps back. It's like,
Right.
and it was just these constant waves of unknown, like energy and waves.
Right.
So, you know, having to deal with that, and obviously we weren't playing the best, and trying to figure out, everybody's individually trying to figure out like what's wrong with them.
Right.
You know, when you got everybody individually trying to figure out what's wrong with them, that's when the bigger problem comes, because now they're like, my shot's off, so now they're worrying about their shots, and you know, it's a collective thing. Everything goes together, and I just feel like last season we weren't, all of us, coaches included, we just weren't in a good headspace.
Right.
And coming in this season now, I feel like everybody's, you know, we're in a great headspace, looking to move forward and try to figure this thing out.
How fired up are you to have Norman Powell on the team this year?
Norm is cool. I'm not gonna gas him up too much. Y'all been asking me a lot of questions about this man. I hope you can hear me, Norm. Not gassing up anybody named Norman. But you know, I feel like he's gonna bring, obviously, the scoring. Everybody sees scoring, but just new energy to the team.
Right.
You know, a different
Yes.
energy, different dynamic, and you know, trying to figure out, you know, how we make this thing work.
Wiggins probably be more comfortable.
Yeah,
Like, you got some guys
Nah,
who play
we-
some defense.
We got some guys that, you know, they got chips on their shoulder. You know, I feel like a lot of them last year, like Norm, you know, I feel like he should have been an all-star.
Right.
And he wasn't. So I feel like going to the season, he wants to prove he can be that.
Mhm.
You know, not to the masses, but to himself. Like,
Right.
sometimes it's about proving yourself right. You know, me wanting to get back to all-star form, like all defensive teams, in the conversation of DPOY, even, you know, edging my name to the point as all NBA. Like, that's to prove myself right, that I could do it, not to prove anybody else. When Tyler gets healthy, obviously he was an all-star last year. He wants to continue his streak of being all-star.
Right.
And, you know, being one of those go-to guys in the league.
Bam Adebayo, appreciate you stopping by, man. Thanks. We're looking forward to a great year, and appreciate when you always give us time.
Yep.